Yeah.
Yo.
I had to play the hook, man. I had to leave it hanging for the hook.
I was singing along as well.
What are you saying? You're on the singing thing now?
Energy police over there.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Can we get a yo from you or nah?
You're on the singing thing, yeah?
I sing from time to time.
Hear that?
I've got an amazing singing voice. Don't you agree, Chris?
Can we get a yo from you or nah?
Nah, don't yo on demand. That's crazy. But can I get
yo on demand?
Can I get a yo from you?
Can I get a yo?
Hey, Chris. How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice.
There you go, man. Can I get a nice from you? Or
Not on demand, no.
not on demand?
Yeah.
On command? Or Hey.
Hey, yo.
Save that for your other pod.
Oh, mate.
How many episodes have you done for your pilot pod?
Secret.
Cool, there we go. Chrissy After Dark, man. That song's brave. When you start hearing them lyrics, man said,
Very mad.
fuck me numb.
I mean, Novocaine, innit?
Then man said she's doing porn in the valley. Man made
Nevada, but okay.
You made everything sound like so. No. You're doing porn.
Excellent writing, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. So we're breaking down Frank Ocean, Novocaine. If you're just, if you're watching on the YouTube, you don't know where the reference is. But
mate.
Classic though.
Yeah, classic.
Where was you when that song came out? Do you remember?
I was outside.
Okay, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think. That would have been uni time, innit?
2011, I think. Wasn't it?
2010, 2011.
Yeah, that was a time, man. That was a time.
That's when you can get a cold project as a mixtape. Like,
classic.
yeah.
Like, bona fide.
Some of his best work as well.
Yeah, man.
And it's just been, in some people's eyes, downhill since.
Oh.
If you want to argue, or you don't want to start that early.
Yeah.
Every day, argue.
No, I just look at the man's eyes like, I could do this now, but maybe it's a little too early in the podcast.
Yeah.
Channel Orange, of course.
Yes.
Let's not get crazy in that, but
Yeah.
Let marinate.
I was going to get there.
you know, we'll get there. Of course, I saw the Coachella footage, and yeah, we need to discuss Frank Ocean and the. They said he was up there performing like Dave. That's rude on those levels.
But yeah, put some respect on Dave's name, please.
But if you put the side by side together, it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you, black man.
There you go, safe. Thank you, man. How's everyone doing?
Great, thanks.
Good.
Yeah.
Your fresh face. You back from wee Paris?
Yeah, man. I was there for the weekend.
Come on.
Yeah, nice little trip. Me and my little one.
Nice.
My mum and my brother went down there, man. Cousin got married, so
Congrats.
yeah, man. Congratulations. It was a beautiful event, man. The venue was nice.
Was the weather good out there as well?
Do you know what? It was okay. It's like here.
Okay.
So like when I woke up in the morning of the wedding, I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Because it was raining. And I was like, man, my poor cousin, man, she's not going to be happy. But the ceremony was like late in the afternoon. So by then, the sun just miraculously just came out of nowhere.
That's typical British weather. You got to wear your jacket, but you go back into the building, you come out for your lunch, sunshine.
Yeah. So,
Sweating on the set.
you know, scenic, everyone looked nice. You know, I had to fling on a suit.
Okay.
Oh. Slow-mo?
No slow-mo.
Oh.
Have you got it tucked away in the archive? You might just load it on. Because you know Sunday is like release day on the ground. If you got any good bit of content and you want to maximize your like percentage, you release on a Sunday.
All the content was dropped in the moment on that day.
Okay, so you was enjoying in the moment.
Yeah, man.
I respect it.
You know, I had to recycle the suit, but
Listen,
cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
because he lives.
And if it looked good the first time, it will look good again.
And in case you missed it the first time,
You see it one more
See
again.
it.
Yeah. It was more wholesome this time. You know, I was with family and that.
oh, okay,
You know.
that's why there wasn't much content. I get it.
You know, now there was content. Like that day, there was content, man. Where were you lot?
No, we was paying attention to that.
Yeah, and you know, pictures with the little one.
Nice. Did you have a good time as well?
Things to frame and that. Yeah.
Is that her first time out there, or was that?
No, second time, but
Okay, cool.
she didn't meet my family the first time.
Okay, so now she's got.
So she got to meet everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, which was beautiful, and it was just the language barrier.
Oh, they're trying to hit her with the Francois.
Oh,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's looking at daddy like, can you
Help me.
me?
See, when I'm trying to teach you, show some interest, and you know, maybe you won't be stuck next time.
But I feel for this kid. She's probably been at school all day. Then you come home and dad's out here doing, oh yeah, You need to learn French. She's like, oh, come on, man, allow me, Dad.
It's only because like I don't speak French to anyone, so like like I can't just. It's not within me to just speak French to her. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll probably speak more Lingala to her because I speak that at home.
Right. Do
you know what I mean?
She picking it up?
Yeah, she is. So
it's interesting you say that because me and my friends have been having that conversation lately with some of the guys that are dating outside their culture and a few that dating outside their race, and then the ones that are dating culturally but they didn't grow up necessarily with language like that in the household, and just having that conversation about like how they're gonna go about. They want their children to have, but it's like the conversation we're having basically long and short is that if you yourself are not doing it right now, it's gonna be hard. Yeah. So maybe you might want to go and tap back in with mumsy, even if it means going to take
classes. I know people. I know people that go to classes
because it's not. Listen, if your hand is heavy and strong like that, and you rule with iron fist, and you be like, listen, you tell your babes, this is what we're doing. Cool, but I don't think it's going to be as easy. It's going to be easier if you yourself are speaking a language and you're engaging that way, innit? And then you've already got the barrier of, let's say, if you're not with the mother of your child, and then if she's outside your culture as well, because you and her don't interact that way. So that's the conversation we've been having lately about like passing on culture and stuff, and just making sure we don't lose certain things. But as I'm having a conversation, I'm like, bro, are you outside of the music? No, it's facts though. Outside of the music and maybe like entertainment, food. Some of us aren't as maybe culturally tapped as we might think, innit?
Yeah. In the music though, in the music though, does it keep you sharp?
No, do you know, it's no. To Ashake one time,
because she like even since the time Chrissy corrected me, like what did I call my man? I don't want to pronounce it, but she's like, no, it's Ashake.
Yeah,
that will keep you on point. Yeah, Asake. Yeah, that does help. Yeah, I can't pretend like watching Nigerian films growing up and listening to the music early didn't help because it wasn't spoken a lot in my house. It was, but not to us. So hearing mum and dad interacting sometimes, arguing as well, didn't help. Conversations back home in Nigeria. Yeah. My grand didn't speak any English, so I heard a lot of Yoruba at home, but it wasn't directly involving me like that.
With me, what's really weird is that my mum will speak Yoruba to me all the time. She rarely speaks to me in English. My dad never speaks Yoruba to us. It's like he's physically incapable because even when
until he links his boys at LA Lounge.
No, not just in his red Vivian Westwood shoes.
What, the paint and leather one, the shiny joint?
Scary.
And the trouser is just drowning the shoe.
That's part of the uncle Rolodex.
No, do you know what? I will give my dad, he's sharp.
Oh, he does got drip.
Yeah, he's not going to.
But those uncles are more scary because
terrifying human.
When they're outside, they can catch a little fish.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay. So.
My mum and my dad spoke Yoruba to each other fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was. My dad just never spoke Yoruba to us to the point where if he did, I think we'd just be like, he'd start in Yoruba and finish in English. But because my mum would always speak Yoruba to me, then after a while I had quite an interest in learning. And for me, if I heard a word that I didn't understand, I'd just ask. Oh, what does that mean? Or I'd just ask my mum, and I feel like that's how I picked up a lot of it. My middle brother can understand, but he can't speak. And then the youngest one, vibes. He doesn't have a Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
It's even with me, because obviously my brothers are a lot younger than me. So different kind of generation.
God damn.
I don't know, he's airdropping man.
Oh, be careful, bro.
I got airdropped on the tube. Someone tried to airdrop me twice.
Eggplant.
I don't know. I didn't never open it. God forbid.
That's me trying to get around the YouTube rules.
Fair. Sorry, what was I saying?
Your brothers are younger than you.
Language, generation type of thing. And I think out of all my siblings, I'm like the only one that speaks Lingala. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because we didn't grow up speaking it. I didn't grow up speaking it either. It was just like my parents would speak it to us and we'd understand, but like we never necessarily made the attempt to try and speak it until I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a go of it. And then just like it's all in my brain, innit? It's just how to convey it, which was the difficult part. But once I overcame that, it just became normal, innit? And I was just like to my mum, like, correct me, innit, if I'm saying it wrong. And she would, with a bit of bants.
They love it.
But you know what it is? That's where, for, like, I don't know about your situation, but for some people I've heard they, it kind of went left for them where they tried to speak the language, and because of, even though it's in jest, and I would like to give people the benefit of the doubt, it wasn't, they were being like, overly being rude or like, getting at them, but that little pushback of banter or like, oh, pretty cool, like they get less confident, so they're less inclined to speak it. I know I was like that a little bit, but I think what you said is actually key though. I think the music definitely plays a part.
Did you have Vans, did you have when you decided that you were going to learn it, did you have people around you outside of your immediate family that you could speak with, like maybe like cousins or other friends?
I did, yeah, which helped because. And the thing is like, I never really spoke it with them, but when I'd be at their yard and they're speaking amongst each other, I'm just picking it up because they've got the same type of mannerisms and stuff. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So
Vans was doing Trojan horse. Man's in the house and that. He's like, they're talking about him. He's picking up. He's like, oh, you guys don't like me, eh?
A word?
Nah, they knew that like I can like understand 100%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it would never be that.
Yeah.
But it was just, like I said, it was just like trying to speak, because my sisters, for example, they can understand it completely.
That's dope.
But just being able to speak it is not,
and if you don't use a skill, you can kind of lose it, innit? So
yeah, absolutely, bro. When I was in Paris and I was with my cousins, bro, the first day they were like, rah, like you've lost a lot of your French. And then by the time
guys, I missed you too, man.
by the time I left, it kind of came back to me. I was just rusty, innit?
Muscle memory, I hear it.
Yeah, and then I bucked my dad's nephew, like, from Angola, trying to come with the Portuguese stuff. And I was like, nah,
whoa.
It's too much, man.
Okay, Ronaldo, slow down.
Yeah, ease me up. Ease me up, man.
Man, so I've got English there, I've got Lingala, I've got French, man's doing Portuguese.
Maybe one day, innit? Maybe one day.
Chill out, bro.
Relax.
Because I got to go there at some point, see family and that.
That's cold though. See, if you have all them skills super sharp, that's earning potential crazy through the roof for you, by the way.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to work abroad and that.
Yeah, but it's a fucking brain fuck.
Because you have to just jump in and out. And what's mumsy like? Obviously, you got Lingala. She speak French as well.
Yeah.
Has she ever at any point been angry with in the house and hit you with English, Lingala, and French all in one like sentence?
There's a lot of French, like with Lingala and French, like you can kind of mix.
Okay, they cross over. Okay.
You can kind of cross over, like use some terms in it. But yeah, that's definitely happened. Like, you know, when you're just enraged, and everything that comes to your brain is just whatever language it is,
the French
whatever pocket you.
Have you bloody fuck? That's some of my favorite content. Watching people like mix cusses together.
Yeah,
you bloody fuck is hilarious.
You bloody fucking.
You go.
How can she slap?
How can she slap? My man was proper vexed as if, like, bro, you just slapped a woman, bro. But that's what I like seeing, because I like to go into the mandem sometimes about, like, you know, holding men accountable. She slapped him, she was wrong. He slapped her back, in my opinion, he was wrong, and they flogged him, bro. You can hear him screaming,
Yeah, because they attacked him. The thing is that, like, nothing warranted any of that.
Yeah, because what did he say to her that she...
No, she was like, why don't you just fuck off? And he was like, you go. And then she slaps him.
No, the slap from her was
and then
clean.
he just clapped her back.
Yeah.
Maybe it might just been in reflex.
Some people it is.
That was definitely reflex. Because he couldn't believe it.
Because if you're brought up a certain way, someone put hands on you, put hands on their back. But
yeah.
Because she swore at him. He didn't swear at her. He just said, you go.
But the Russian was so funny because all you can hear is him screaming. He's trying to justify it and they're just flogging him.
Was that a dating show or something?
They look like I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's a game show.
It was like a minute clip, and we only the starting point was at that bit. She was like, why don't you just fuck off?
If you're gonna give me a clip, like give me the meat. I want it from
Straight
Let's
to the
go.
point.
Yeah,
Fam,
yeah.
when I first saw that video, I was in tears, bro.
If it comes on now, I'll always laugh. But there's certain things, if they come on, I'll always laugh, man. Like even my man, 14.
I watched that 2 days ago, actually, and it was still funny.
And
Do you know you could be prosecuted for that?
Even like the whole thing about language and stuff, yeah. His dad gets vexed, innit? So he
Yeah.
starts calling for the mum.
Funka!
And this time she's not
She's
home.
not even.
She's
She's not even
You
like.
know her schedule, bro.
Like,
She doesn't come
Daddy.
home till like 10 o'clock, innit?
Just shake it.
And say, you will
Jam
go
Lara,
to
Jam.
Nigeria first class.
First class.
Said what I meant, and I really
In a
meant what I
minute.
said. No, he
Oh,
was
now you
angry.
got money.
He's angry.
First class.
But I like the dad, even with those things, he was doing the maths, he's like, so she's 40, is it? Do you know you can be prosecuted?
Do you know
He
what was
does, like,
funny
you go
when
to
he
jail,
was breaking
bro.
into Yoruba? It was jokes.
Yeah, because he's angry.
finished. He's
That's how
angry.
they're all the same, bro. Because
Yeah.
he'll come in, he'll start hitting you with Queen's English, then he gets angry.
He said, police are going to pack both of us here.
Yeah, he said all of us,
today.
because he said, I'll kill you, basically.
He said, police are going to pack both of us in this place.
She's what?
What's my man? I think his name's Iman Kellum. That's how he kind of
Yeah.
started his like YouTube and stuff. He was doing
Yeah.
like Vine days or am I bugging? Or
Yeah, I think I saw it. I don't know if it was.
I think it was early YouTube days, but it was so legendary, that it kept coming back up.
It was the 10-year anniversary.
yeah, because he does. I've seen him do interviews with people in like film and theatre and stuff. I think he's back into YouTube and doing that as well. So like, and I've seen him do little content with his dad and stuff, and they got like
Yeah.
a proper nice relationship.
Yeah,
so.
I like him. Do you remember? Oh my God, there was this show. I just remember there being a Nigerian family, and they had cameras in the house.
Channel 4 show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was like
And her brother was like a rapper or something.
something
he
about
was.
young blacks surrounded by crack. I remember they always have that in the
Hey.
and what's so cold is when you actually hear the song, it's more of like a socially conscious song. But the bit they clipped was young blacks surrounded by crack. I forgot he ended up doing what's that? It's like a game show where you basically get lost in London and how long can you kind of go off grid. I remember him doing
yeah,
that show.
I know
'Cause I
what
follow
you're
him on Twitter. I forgot his name, but, I forgot what the show was called. I don't know if it's like a house swap or.
Bro, I watched
they
it
had
the
a
other
food- They had a
day.
catering company as well, something, innit? Like a
Yeah,
business, innit?
yeah.
And the daughter slept downstairs. And
What are you breaking, dear?
Yeah. I need to find the name of that show. If anyone's listening,
Yeah, let us know.
use the hashtag. Let us know the name of the show if you know what we're talking about. I can't remember. It was on Channel 4. I'm
It
sure
was
it's Channel
so
4.
good.
Yeah.
So
That's
good.
when TV was good.
Yeah, when we were proper country.
Proper country. There
Yeah,
you go.
we
Yeah.
were. I think this would be a perfect time to the intro.
Yeah. Hashtag off the cuff pod.
Come on.
We are back. A good honest conversation never hurt anyone.
Yes.
Thank you, Chrissy, for the alley-oop.
You are welcome.
There we go. The Chrissy Hive is in the building.
Chrissy Hive.
Young blonde bombshell. She's back in the denim.
Yes.
Come on.
Young Jeanette. They're not beating these charges, you know. The
Not
lover
beating the
of
charges.
years, you know.
I nearly got my denim skirt out on the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah,
skirt,
I thought
yeah.
I was going to, but then I changed my mind last minute.
Okay.
But that's why I had to warn you guys, because I was like, the shout out Bist, we went to a party on the
Yeah, shout out to
weekend.
my sister.
I
She
thought
had
if
a
I
video
showed
vixen
up
party.
in a
Yeah.
denim skirt, I don't need Fols to come and embarrass me anywhere and start laughing.
Because all
So I
I'll be
just dropped it
doing,
in the
yeah,
group chat.
as soon as Chrissy walks past, I'll just be doing this. Blue control.
When he was scheming.
Scheming.
It was a really good time.
Yeah, I had a good time on the weekend. I was saying to Vans before we started recording, yeah, it is hilarious being in a dance with that like clear big age gap. You feel old as hell in a dance, one. Two, you just end up observing. This is just me anyway. And from my opinion, young guys don't look like they know how to move to their counterparts, their young ladies.
Yeah. Everything's
It's a new day.
Yeah.
It's a new day. Like you
Get
can't.
home and text her, or no, message her on Snap or Insta and that.
Yuck. I
Bro.
saw you, like, what you saying? Ew.
Back in the day, like you would have been able
when we were a proper
to.
country back in the day.
Yeah, you would have been able to move to a babe on the street, bro.
It's a different time now.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different time. Like you don't go up to like people don't go up to, or mandem don't go up to women anymore.
They do, just the wrong ones.
Ah man.
Jeez, tough crowd, man. Jesus.
So what the clapped ones or the bold ones?
I agree with you, black man.
Don't HR your way out of stuff, bro. That's
Yeah,
not gonna
man.
work.
This is
think-
basically
did
what you were saying.
Did you intro Vans?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so apologies. Mr. Vans is here,
I am.
aka Veli,
Come on.
aka Fresh from Paris, aka 6'5", you know the vibes.
You said it.
El Velvet, the Pod Pappy.
All of it.
Yeah, not too much on Vans this week, but yeah,
Okay.
just a fresh reminder, you know.
Yeah.
When you see him out there, salute him correctly.
Come on.
Yeah, you know. So you're happy I've introduced him correctly.
Yeah.
You got to do it though in case people are joining us for the first week.
Exactly.
Yeah, big foes, man. Come on.
There we go. Shouts
Fendi
out
Foles.
to Fendi Foles. Shouts out to Monroe.
Yes.
for last week. I did enjoy that.
Absolutely, man.
I was watching that back as well, and Chrissy was in her bag. So yeah, no, I commended you last week, but and I got a few people hit me up like, oh no, they enjoyed that that little section as well. That's what she was here for, innit?
Yeah.
So
Use the hashtag.
they didn't, but that's how the day and age we're in. Not everyone's
No,
like,
I hear it.
come on, we cannot be coming here giving you 2, sometimes 3 hours plus of content, and you can't use the hashtag. You don't have data again.
Oh man,
no, that's when you go crazy.
No.
You don't have data as unnecessary.
Bullying works.
Okay, you do that, innit?
Use the hashtag, guys.
Some of you didn't get bullied enough.
No, she's like, they're crazy. You don't have enough data.
Because what other reason is there?
Nah, not having enough data in this day and age is kind of mad.
Like, that's one of my icks. Like, you know, when people, everywhere you go, you got Wi-Fi. I understand it for some places if you're in like.
Nah, let me use that Wi-Fi.
It's a better connection.
Let me use that fiber optic.
But
okay,
this is specifically aimed at people who don't have data.
Okay, cool.
So but if you've got data,
unlimited.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just capped my contract now, so that's why I was keeping quiet.
I love that fiscal responsibility.
SIM only.
Yeah.
Welcome to the gang.
But I've already found a way of like, redirecting those funds that I was meant to save somewhere.
Right. Do you know what I did?
Hey man, you got to do that.
A couple of months ago, I called EE. I was like, hi, I'd like to cancel my contract with a boldness. I was like, yeah, it's up.
Go on.
HR Chrissy,
So they were like, you sure? I said, yeah, thank you. I just want to go into a ceremony now. So he was like, oh, that would be X amount. I was like, no, it's the end of my contract. And he was like, can I just put you on hold for a second? So I was like, okay, cool. So then he comes back and he was like, so I've just had a look and you actually upgraded 12 months ago. So you've got another 12 months. If you want to cancel your contract, then you pay this amount.
Man called your bluff, innit?
That's what I was laughing at the beginning, because I was like, if they say this, then I'm going to be busting up.
Because what he was saying is, go on, try me.
The thing is,
they're like,
he was like, can I put you on hold? So when I tell you, I called with so much confidence because I was convinced. That it was the end of my contract. Then he was like, well, I can re-forward you he was like, if it wasn't you, just let us know. Like, if you need me to.
No, he's mugging you off.
He
that's
fully was.
Passive aggressive. Because listen, when I used to work in the call center, there's nothing I enjoyed more than the 1 out of 10 times where like you've got a customer bang to rights. Because the rule of thumb is customers always right.
Yeah. But
there's that one occasion where like you were so right, even your manager be like, keep them on hold for as long as you want. I'm all getting toilet. I'm outside smoking like
he's listening to the dead music, the dead hold music.
It was a genuine mistake. And so when I came off the phone, I was like, did I really? So I'm trying to think, I don't care about that phone.
Yeah.
So I was like, did I really upgrade? Then I remember the day I did it, I smashed my phone. So I went to the like phone house place to get my screen replaced.
The what?
Phone house. That's what it's called.
Okay, cool. I thought you were just
FONE. No, it's called Phone House.
Okay, cool.
To get my screen replaced, paid £100 for it. Then the screen that they gave me was so dead. Like, it wasn't
It wasn't up to spec.
It wasn't up to spec. So I went back and I was like, you told me that it would be like for like. They were like, well, you need to pay X amount.
Oh, when you go to those places and it's not there.
For the deluxe package.
But the thing is, I asked him specifically, he was like, yeah, cool. So I went back and he was like, well, you got 2 options. You can pay the extra money or I can just take the screen off and put it
everyone's just being mad sassy with you, innit?
So I remember I just crossed the road in Westfield and I went and upgraded. But I think because I upgraded in such a rage.
Okay. You were thinking.
Yeah, I was so when I thought back on the situation, I was like, but I know he went home and laughed at me like this bird called up and really thought that she'd get out of the contract 12 months early.
Everyone listen.
He put that phone down and was like,
you having a laugh?
She fought.
Yeah.
I really did fought.
Nah, calling up with boldness sometimes, you're like, because you kind of psych yourself up a little bit. You're like, all right, cool. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to get myself out of this contract. And they're like, well, actually, nah.
I was so shocked. I was like,
Donnie basically said, if you need us to resend you the contract.
That's what he said.
Just so you can, check.
He said, you can, by all means, leave.
Because he's like, you're going to have to pay
but there's a fee, nigga.
You're going to have to pay the rest of the contract.
I proper, tail between my legs. I was like, I am so sorry, John. You
apologize?
Yeah, because I was wrong.
Okay.
But I really did thought.
I really did have thought, you know.
Yeah.
That
might be the title.
That might be the title.
You know what I did?
One day that might be the title. Will be the title.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You good?
What you said?
Yeah, no, I had to do the same thing at work because, like, I'm in charge of the corporate contract.
Okay.
Oh, they gave you
The phone
Daddy.
contract.
no one man should have all that power.
Can't even say too much, but yeah, Donnie was like, "Yeah, I want to keep this number," and I'm like,
About that.
You really did thought.
He's like, "Yeah, just give me the pack code," and I'm like, "Don't work that way."
And you know someone's kind of talking to you flippantly.
Yeah,
like you just you're gonna do this, bro. Like send it. But I know him. Yeah. How was this conversation? Was it via email? Was it via text?
It was like one of my first like queries.
Oh, because it was you confident.
When I first joined, it was like one of the first issues that I first came across. Like within 2 weeks. And I was like, "Right, like, can this be done?" Then I spoke to the account manager that I liaised with, and he was like, "Yeah, it could be done, but like, this is the fee." I went back to the Donny, and he was like, "What?"
Allow it.
Man even tried to like threaten like to take us to court,
Legal action.
take legal action, and I was like, "Huh? Like, this is the fee. This is it. You didn't have this number to begin with."
Oh, sorry to you. What happened in the
For
end?
work, you don't work here anymore.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, he ended up paying it.
Oh,
So he wanted that bad.
I sent an email yesterday or today that like it. You know when you feel just powerful behind the keyboard, like it made me feel so good. So there was a guy that emailed someone saying like, "Hey, this is what we do. Like we'd love like use us basically, use our services." So that person then forwarded the email to someone in my team. She forwarded it to me, so I can see the whole email chain. So this guy then emails me and says, "Hey, I spoke with so and so. They agreed that we would do X, Y, Z." Yeah. You know when you're like,
oh, they basically went above your head, basically.
No, so he had emailed someone that didn't have like the power to make that decision.
Okay.
So she then forwarded it to someone in my team. Then obviously it comes to me. So I've emailed him. So then they've said, "Oh, Chrissy's the best person to speak to." So he's then emailed me and said, "Hi, Chrissy. Me and this person have agreed this. When is the best time today for you to speak?" You know when you're like, first of all, let's calm down. And I was like, "Hi. No, absolutely not." And it felt so like the power. I was just there. You know when you like to type and you're like, I think the fuck not, James. You better relax your nerves.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I love it.
Shout out to James.
They actually shouldn't have given me all this power.
Don't say that, actually. No.
Telling people no all the time. That's actually my job. That's legit my job.
How can that be?
That is my job. Like, yeah, I love it.
Shouts out to you, man.
Yeah.
Let's hope no one hears it.
I mean,
no.
in this internationally acclaimed podcast, would you?
Oh.
There's better stuff you guys. No. You're saying no one should have all that power. Let's take that back. No, I want you to have power because influence, extra money at work. Also, let's not hope people don't hear this. No, I want
you're not a nice
this.
person.
No, they will. I am an efficient person,
Right.
and sometimes,
You're a Karen at work.
first of all,
Can you be black and be a Karen? That's a good question. Can you be a black Karen?
yeah, I think so. Okay. Because I don't think. Oh, is it specifically related to that particular race?
I've always thought that. I could be
I think it was,
wrong.
Yeah.
But
think it was.
yeah.
But I don't know. Language just, it's constantly evolving. So I will find out. We can circle back to this.
Okay.
If you're behaving like one, you are one.
Yeah. If it quacks like a duck.
And then.
Just kidding.
No, you're not going to carry on?
No, just playing around.
Oh, you don't have confidence again?
No, I'm scared. Because you started looking at me weird. I was like, oh, okay, let me chill out. Chrissy be looking at me like, Fols, can you...
Fall back.
Yeah, don't start getting too crazy.
This is just my face.
Big and yeah.
Come on, man. I don't lose that edge though, innit? You get me? Every night I just say brazy stuff just to remind you that like it's still there, still within me.
Yeah, you can be brazy.
Yeah, man, it's needed, man.
Come on.
I need it. It jumps out, innit? No, don't tap the arm like that.
I need that.
LOL.
I need that.
Speaking of need, though, can we talk dirty politics? How do you guys feel about a bit of, rolling around in the mud when it comes to the political game and, trying to get one over on your political foe?
All's fair in love, war, and politics.
Okay.
It's not right.
But it's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling around in the mud.
Mm-hmm. Because you can't say that I'm just going to have, yes, you do need to have some sort of moral high ground, but also there's no such thing as a, what do they say? There's no such thing as a fair election.
I mean, that sounds African. That sounds Robert Mugabe-ish.
No, that's what they said, isn't it? So I feel like you do need to be prepared to play dirty, but I know it sounds like a contradiction, but I also feel like there should be levels to the dirt.
Okay.
What's this in reference to?
So for context, I don't know if you guys saw I don't know if it's like an advert. Like I've got it here, So it was a post by the Labour Party. So it's got the face of Rishi Sunak, man smiling ear to ear. Do you think adults convicted of sexually assaulting children should go to prison? And it says Rishi Sunak doesn't. And underneath it says, under the Tories, 4,500 adults convicted of sexually assaulting children under 16 served no prison time. Labour will lock up dangerous child abuse. Basically, vote for us. We'll lock up the abusers.
That's a disgusting campaign.
Yeah. So a second ago I was saying there needs to be levels to the dirt. That's filthy.
Yeah. Like this
why is that too far for you guys?
Because like
children.
Think about the victims, that are looking at that when you're just trying to play some political chess game in the name of us, the victims, to win a vote.
Yeah.
That's not the way to do it, bro. You guys are politicians, smarter than that.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
You know what it is? Because, so my context is I feel like the Labour Party for at least the Jeremy Corbyn years, maybe partially because of his issues internally, have not done enough dirty politics. So I've been on record saying here that great man, awful politician. And it's shit because I look at politics as a dirty game, so sometimes you got to roll around. I don't think he was prepared to, or maybe just had that in him where he would do that. Maybe he's better suited local politics where he can have more impact in his community directly than national, international politics, because he's not going to do something and he's going to get tired of a brush on it because of his affiliation. So maybe this is like the one extra. They didn't do enough before, so now they're trying to do too much, and they maybe got to find their balance where. Because what did we see? When was it Brexit? When did they have the? I don't know if it was the big campaign alongside the bus or the billboards about the whole money that was going to go to NHS, this big 300 million figure, and what was the bus that they had about sending people back home and stuff? The Tories have had some brazy campaigns, isn't it?
Yeah,
we have had critique for.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we can't have critique for the Labour one as well, but what's the line? Obviously, for you guys, this goes past it, but the line's going to be different for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. Just like Van said, I don't feel like that's where. Just have some humanity.
Yeah.
There are people that have been really affected by this. If you are one of the 4,000, however many, one of the families or friends of one of those people, then that's not something that you would want used as just a headline or a cheap shot. This is my life. This is something that's affected me greatly. Something
as traumatic as that.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. It's like a chain through an entire family. Do you know what I'm saying? Like something as traumatic as that, where the victim has to live with that, has to, navigate around that, and, creating some sort of marketing campaign in the expense of that, for me, it's just like the lowest of the low. There's other ways to get at your opponents. I just don't feel like that is the way to do it.
Because for them, you've been through something so traumatic. That's one thing. You know that this person hasn't served any prison time. That's two. And then they're going to rehash all of this all over again for what? And with the kind of age that we're living in now, I think it's highly, what's the word I'm looking for? It's highly likely that these people wouldn't have had all of the resources that they need available to them. you wouldn't have had all of the support that you need. I don't feel like every single case, do you know what I mean, on a local level and government level would have had the support that they actually needed to deal with something like that.
Yeah.
And then you people want to be using it for dip? No.
You're supposed to be representing the common person, right? So like, it's careless on all levels, I think, because
does the end justify the means? If I don't know how we'd be able to check, but let's say Labour's come back into power. It's traditionally a conservative country. They usually are the ruling party. History has shown that. But let's say they were to come into power. If they do this kind of campaign and they get the stuff over the line, does it not kind of justify? And then you can hold them accountable if that number stays the same as it did under the Tories or goes up. You can be like, you were just as bad as them.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
I think with this, they looked at it like from a national level, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because like, that's who they're trying to grab. I think that there's a lot of people out there in general population that will look at that and be like, yeah, actually, they believe this. Like, all right, cool. Like, this is what the other party's done. This is going to influence my decision in why I shouldn't vote for them. But then when you put it on a social platform, it translates a lot different.
That's fair.
You're open for more critique. Like, people up and down the country are just going to see that as a statistic and say, you know what? They might be right. I like where they're going with this.
And bro, if I'm Rishi Sunak, you guys put my picture alongside this, I'm going to flog you at the where's my man says, order.
Do you know
Whenever they're having that debate,
that's disgusting.
I'm cooking you.
Like, they're going to cook the Tories for it. But I don't know, man. Like, you
just don't like it style-wise.
I don't like the style of it.
But styles make fights, don't it? Some people say it. So,
what's your opinion, Fola?
I don't mind a bit of gutter politics, you know, because show me your hand. You guys are capable of all these things, innit? And you're gonna try certain things. Other parties will try different things, and I just don't like. There's all that British sensibility of like, you know, we're very conservative, respectable. You're not above certain behaviour, and this to me shows it. So Also, now you've gone down this lane. Maybe this type of conversation. I don't know what the pushback was like on social media or in the national press, if there was a lot of critique for it. Maybe they go, okay, you know what, this didn't work, this is a misstep. But if that wasn't the feeling out there, maybe they lean into this even more and we start getting more this type of campaign, or, you know, under the Tories, this percentage of the country has got richer. Under the Tories, 80% of their friends have secured these contracts. Let's really lean into all these stats and figures and, like, you know, start showing the people that these people don't have your best interests at heart. All they're doing is lining their pockets, making their friends richer whilst you are poorer. Your living conditions are worse. We're having all these cuts, all this stuff. Everyone's saying cost of living crisis. Bro, the price of Henny and apple juice here is skyrocketing.
Fam.
I say that to say this. All the bad bees are complaining because nobody's buying them drinks in the club.
I mean.
First of all, bad bees are buying their own drinks, yeah?
Yeah, shout out to the independent bad bees, but there's no better feeling when someone buys your juice. Don't try it. How do you feel when, you know, I go, what are you drinking? Go on.
Does it even get to that? I'd be like, follow.
Oh.
I'm thirsty.
Don't cap. Don't cap for this audience.
So
you're well taken care of when you're around me and Vans. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on, deny.
I am.
You
no.
are. Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a bit of encouragement, and sometimes people buy you singles, but it's okay. We move.
Can we address this?
Hang on.
Can we address this? That
felt like a shot.
No, not you.
No, friendly fire. Obviously, looking directly at me.
Bazooka.
Bazooka.
Yeah.
You trying to kill me? Can we address the crowd?
Go ahead.
Can we address the congregation?
Yeah.
So, in my defense, and I want people listening to this to also defend me. Yeah. When was the last time you were out and you even were asked single or double, or he even had to say? You go to the bar, you order a drink. It's a standard, it's a double, isn't it? I ordered a drink for Chrissy and Vans. I came, I gave her the drink. Yeah, this is her to me. This is her. It's a bit weak. So this.
Did you get a single?
I didn't know, innit?
Oh, right.
But surely, like, you're not a man of conviction again.
Yeah,
you don't go to the bar and say hi.
It's double always. Even though I don't want to, it's a double.
Yeah. It's been a long I think it is. It's lockdown mess things up. Pre-lockdown, and obviously pre-different level of money, you whisper to the barman, how much is single, how much is double?
They're going to be calling you the B word in the comments.
What's that?
Brokey.
Brave.
Yeah.
Brave.
Yeah. Should be calling the S word smart.
Yeah. Frugal, the F word.
Yeah, it's true.
Double F.
Yeah,
Be financially responsible, King.
Frugal forever.
Fols.
Yeah,
I love.
frugal
Do you know
forever.
what? Yeah, that's how you buy that.
This how women shame you.
Triple F, you know, frugal forever Fols.
Come on, there we go, man.
Yeah, but bit of friendly fire.
Yeah, friendly fire. So Chrissy got her drink and oh, that's a bit weak. I said, oh. So now I had to go get her another drink. She got a double.
We got there in the end.
You know, and you're trying your hair making as if you know we don't. When you're
I would have took her drink, went to the bar,
and got an extra shot.
Hey yo, I beg you, top this shit up, man. Like, what is
Not
this?
a yo.
We was enjoying ourselves, innit? Do you know, also amongst friends, I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure no, you guys are the same, but I'm just saying we don't count favors, innit? We don't count like
No way.
So if you want like
I did this for you.
and generally if I'm having a good time, we're just enjoying ourselves, innit?
Yeah.
And also as much as yes, definitely be frugal and we're in a cost of living crisis and you know, count the pennies, you know, look after them.
They're not counting until they fall out with you.
Yeah, no, when you're outside, yeah. The minute I step outside my house, I'm just expecting to spend money now, innit? So I only have one life. And I have to enjoy it. And wherever I can get small enjoyment, I'll get it. Of course, being frugal at all times, but sometimes just.
No, I will say clean up. When I'm out with both of you, always a good time.
I'm not frugal enough.
This is amazing PR. Oh no, Vans been at me one time, yeah. And he's like, bro, he was like, yes, I'm just ordering me bare drinks, boy. I felt like a baddest. I was like, bro, can you?
Oh, shaking a lot, mad.
Like, bro, can you? I'm cool, bro.
I don't know. I was feeling good that day.
Yeah.
No, just the slide.
No, there's one time he forced me at my house. Like, no, you're not depressed. He said, no, you're coming to the dance, innit? I had the time of my life.
Oh, your shades on.
Shades on, man. I was even just.
Sometimes you gotta pick your brother up.
Doing bare shisha. I was in bare people's snaps. I was having the time of my life.
I love
dark
that.
shades.
Yeah, dark shades.
Sometimes you gotta pick your bro up, man.
I love that.
I needed that.
You know that the you don't have to call video at the beginning, where like Usher's depressed in the bed and Diddy's like, "Come on out, Playboy. I know you're hurting."
No, men can kill. Come on out. I know you're hurting.
Yeah.
Because we don't really sugarcoat the thing. Like, you know what it is, bro. Like I
you
let
need this.
You've not had a trim for 4 weeks. I let you kind of stew in the house, bro. I know you ain't gone gym. You're just eating biscuits. Come outside, man.
I love that.
Have you not been there for one of your friends before, like heartbreak or that downtime, and you're like, because you guys are generally
they'll still end up crying in the club.
It's true.
But you know what it is? I respect them more because they will just cry through it.
Yeah.
Where we're bad.
Yeah, that's why they're calm. Like 6 weeks later.
Vibes.
Because as much as I did appreciate that, yeah. We're better now. Back in there, all the man will do is just surround you with vodka and miscellaneous women, yeah?
And bad decisions.
And then just leave you to figure it out.
And they'll be gaslighting you. They'll be gaslighting you like,
come on, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Do your thing.
But when we say men can kill, we're doing too much.
I've been out of the game for years. My moves are not the same. You got me out here.
Rust.
Yeah.
Feeding you to the wolves.
I'm trying to do flip flap and then everyone's
a little crude oil, like, you know, in the form of Henny just helps.
Crude oil, you know.
Like, you know, just
don't let America and Russia hear that, boy. There'll be a war in the club.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, because we're definitely
just catch Putin in the club.
But if I'm in the same club as Putin, I'm leaving.
Hello. Hello.
There'll be a bear behind him as a security guard.
I still can't believe I genuinely thought that was real.
Oh, he was riding the bear.
Yeah, I was like, help the bear. This is why I love the pod, yeah. When I was having a conversation about politics, but over here I talk about help the bear.
Putin riding cocaine bear.
Can't be serious. I feel. I hope that comes out in cinema soon. You really need to see that.
If it comes out in cinema soon.
DVD. Sorry.
DVD.
Help, Chrissy. DVD. What?
Someone dragged me the other day because I said VHS, and they were like, "Who called it that?" I feel like that's what you call it.
Those are better times.
Yeah,
when you be in the barbershop on a Friday or Saturday and
jobless,
the young lady will come in there with the DVDs.
Fam, if you have a DVD player today,
you know, no,
you're a hoarder.
No, actually, no.
You're a hoarder.
Not too much on them though, because.
Why'd you have a DVD?
Yeah, you sound like them.
No, I don't.
You have a VCD player.
VHS.
A VCD.
Do you know I'm not mad at them though, yeah? We're in the era of like streaming and stuff. We don't own anything physically, innit? And anything could happen. Those people, like, of course, it's highly unlikely. Everything's digital, yeah? But what they have in the back of, like, they can have in the back pocket is that if all these things pop down, I've got my CDs.
Yeah, do you know what?
I've
Do you
got
know
my
what? I'm chatting
DVDs.
shit, man. I got all these vinyls. Like, I need to show.
Yeah, you got.
The thing is that like, that's like, the thing is that like the vinyls are on the up right now. Everyone's getting a vinyl player. Everyone's getting vinyls and blah blah blah. Like, you know, it's like a, I don't know. It's like a cool thing, like a little.
I was gonna say,
thing
was it a little bit of like an aesthetic thing why you got the vinyls? Be honest.
My dad always had records, innit?
Okay, I take it back. I take it back.
Right.
I take it back. I take it back. I'm sorry.
It's like the child, the missus,
Eczema.
and the parents.
Yeah, just
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Like, I
Man
just
said,
wanted to, you know,
my dad was a DJ.
like, and you know, CDs. He has a massive CD collection to the point where my mum was like, "Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore." And I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Keep this right here, right there."
yeah.
Don't know why, but it's a form of attachment for me.
Yeah, no. Some
Do you know
things
what
you
I mean?
keep, yeah.
But then the DVD now, that's like, bro, get rid of that.
I will say that there's one babe, she's got my 300 DVD, yeah. I remember I left it
Again.
with her, yeah. And then
Sparta.
And then one year I was kicking ball, I found out he was linking. I said, "Oh yeah, when I used to link, I used to watch 300."
Oh my
You need to heal from this.
I said,
Nah.
inside, I said, right.
You got kicked in the chest like Xerxes.
I said, right, that's my DVD, you know. I said, no, run it, bro. I need my. I said, when you see her next, I'll say, can I borrow that? This is years ago, by the way, though, isn't it?
That's the equivalent of getting kicked in the chest.
I reckon.
Yeah, like Xerxes, bro, in the first scene.
I need to heal, Chrissy.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stories.
Bro, I borrowed like my boy's older brother, Above the Rim on DVD.
Also, you heal.
Yeah.
Wait, you had
Went to Congo.
Okay, yeah.
I went for 5 weeks.
That's your fault, bro.
I came back and Donny caught a case.
And you know them ones, man's in jail right now, can you send me my DVDs?
Bro, I couldn't even ask him where it went.
No, bro, he
I asked my boy, like, yo, like, what going for you, bro? Like, he's like, I don't know where he put it.
He wrote home. I said, can you send me my DVD collection? So when he's on the wing, man can watch his DVDs, bro. He needs it more than you.
Fair enough.
Is that not fair?
It's so fair.
Yeah.
I agree with you, black man.
So just to put a button on it about the whole Labour thing.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have a line when it comes to dirty politics.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm still figuring out my line.
Okay.
So,
But we know you. You don't mind playing in the pig pen.
I mean,
Rolling in the mud.
yeah.
Dirty.
Getting stuck in the mud.
Yeah, stuck in the mud's a bit cleaner because this whole pig pen dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not used to play stuck in the mud?
Yeah.
What? You weren't involved? What was you doing? Kiss chase?
Tart. What a slapper.
Kiss chase is a mad game.
Bro.
My daughter better not be playing that. What are you talking about? Show up in the school like Candyman.
Said, anybody chase you? Anybody try to kiss you? Report them.
Yeah.
It is.
Show up on that playground like Candyman.
Yeah, it's a different day and age, man. Yeah, different day and age. Yeah, we didn't know any better back then.
It's true.
Imagine to think about it. You're kissing someone. You're chasing someone to kiss them. Someone's running away from you. They clearly don't want to be kissed. Like,
Don't chase me.
And you're over there like, oh, no one's chasing me.
The one that I'm not on but happens to be the fastest. Get away from me.
Are you? Okay.
No?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever play kiss chase growing up in school,
I
Chris?
didn't know.
British Bulldog.
Yeah.
Had. Did
40,
you call it had or
40?
tag?
Tag.
Called it had.
Okay. 66?
What?
Football,
it's a
pens.
60
game.
seconds.
Yeah. You sports, don't it? We know
netball.
you, boy.
Wait, 6.
Goal.
Yeah. Goal
Garda.
defense. Goal defense.
Oh,
Goal Garda.
Man said Garda. That's the Irish police.
Guardian.
God. Man said Garda.
Guardian of the netball galaxy. Guardian of the
Chris is
goal
defending.
defense.
Chris is defending the public from the Irish mafia. Garda.
Goal Garda.
Goal defense.
You
Yeah,
people
goal
don't
defense.
respect me
Like
at all.
Judge Dredd in
It's so funny how
Sorry.
it took you so long to come and. What was so? You played netball? What other sports did you play? You badminton?
Sprinting.
So
No.
netball, sprinting.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. that
And
was it.
swimming, actually.
And swimming.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
And I never got basketball, but it's because I played netball. So the whole like moving with the ball thing.
Oh, yeah, different rules in it, so you have to adapt. I hear you.
That was it.
Okay.
What about you?
We
heard about you, shot put.
Shot put champion, facts.
Shot put. It's so funny.
Are you not crazy? 400 meters. Rugby. What was supposed to play? I was decent at badminton back in the day.
Fols is just trying to talk through it. And I'm just cracking up.
Yeah, no, so you got just go work through the pain. The man's in the corner having a laughter fit.
Not the tears in that.
What? Is it not believable that I was a shot put champion?
It's very believable.
2 years in a row,
is,
and I think I lost in year 11.
You got the bill for it.
So one guy called Gareth Trong, one guy in my school. Yeah,
Gareth what?
Trong. Oh yeah. If everyone say Thomas, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, shot put champion. 400 meters clean.
No, I was kind of cold in the badminton still.
Okay.
But your arm's like 6 miles long.
Okay. Fair. She didn't lie.
I could never. I'm finished.
Your legs got to be quick.
That they are.
You've got a good agility for badminton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm agile.
Like your lower back hurts.
Do you know what's a
now
really
when
good
you play.
sport? If you want to get fit, but you need like that whole like lower back, hips, joints, squash. You play squash.
I've done squash. It's a mad thing.
That will humble you.
But I wasn't really playing like in an intense way.
Bro, you don't need to play super intense. That one will let you know that, yeah. I played with my uncle one time. So you small boys don't know anything. I went to play him, yeah.
Small boy, you don't know the thing.
Did you put on the science goggles?
Chill out, man.
No?
Or the Edgar Davies joints.
What is I dislike you not so much.
Not too much on Edgar.
Yeah, shout out to a legend in that, but yeah. No, I didn't have the goggles on, but I played squash with my uncle one time, and yeah, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I also was like, okay, so this confirms you weren't lying all the time saying he's getting squash, and your wife took it where you are. He was really at squash because he's sick.
Fam,
He weren't playing no games out there.
You shed mad calories in there.
No, he was definitely putting on, but yeah. Yeah. Shout
Because he
out.
comes back and eats pounded yam.
Come on, bro. You get back in the
What is it?
missus.
Ferrero?
Never again in your life.
I can't wait to see a Congolese dish. I just butcher the name.
What's it? How do you
That's
say it?
Ferrero.
No.
Rero?
That, do you know what? Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
That's a
Wonderful.
rigmarole.
Not a faux rigmarole.
Now I hear people speaking highly of that dish.
Slaps.
No,
You've
it's
had it.
Oh, right. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or did you have it on like was you out at a party or something? You had it all.
What's that place called?
Enish.
Okay.
Slap severely. Oh, God.
And it's cold still.
Yeah, that sent me to sleep.
Bro, you have those meals, yeah, and I get it, innit? That's why some
I was in a restaurant,
some of
like,
our
where the
uncles and my
toilet
dads,
at.
they'll eat just that, eat that one meal and go to work and not eat for the whole day. That's fuel for the whole day.
Just hanging on the
on
base of the belly.
Yeah, on the lining of
That's
the
why
belt.
they have.
Just over the belt.
I get it though, bro. Like at a certain point, it's like, you know what? She loves me. We've got a couple kids, man. Let me
rub
eat
the
to
belly.
eat to my heart's
Dad bod.
content. Yeah. Can we talk about that? The girls, the ladies saying that, really and truthfully, dad bod shouldn't be a thing because you didn't carry any children.
Screaming.
Do you know what? I saw that tweet and I was like, points were made.
Yeah, points were made, but not too much on us. But okay, cool. From your perspective, as the only parent in the room, we can over to our parent correspondent. Yeah,
I had a dad bod for many years.
but pre the pregnancy or
no.
post pregnancy.
No,
Chrissy,
post-
close your mouth. Thank you. Venus flytrap.
Post
No, I'm so questioning.
pregnancy,
Okay,
you know, first couple of years and that.
who's knocking? Who's banging the door there?
Someone's knocking at the door.
Oh, next door. No problem, my guy. Only walked in with bare confidence.
That's the
bro.
level of chest I called EE with.
He
was
came
it.
with mad chest.
Man said, "Papa, papa, papa, papa."
Melody in that. Like, go speak your bars over there.
Go next door, bro.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, what was he saying?
You were saying
Fols was
post
talking about when you were
pregnancy.
shaped bad.
No, see, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh my God.
That's a lot.
Were you ever shaped bad, Chrissy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But no, it was heavy, but I was never shaped bad.
What, like when
Heavy,
when AJ said I'm heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah.
I'm heavy.
I was heavy, but shape good, shape nice. Yeah, body tight, body right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was heavy, yeah. Would you if you were to compare, what would you say, like slim Slench. What's your
Slench the other day.
What's your physique now? Because you said I didn't say, you said heavy.
Yeah, I was heavy.
If you compare the two, yeah, chill out. If you compare the two, what got you more attention from the man then when you're on the road?
Oh, definitely when I was a big ting.
Oh
Really?
Yeah, they love a fluffy babe.
So, Empress.
Fluffy. Were you fluffy?
No one seems to believe me. Like I was a size 16.
14.
Shopping in Evans and that. Dorothy Perkins.
Fols, can you breathe, please?
Chrissy was shopping in Monsoon. I can't believe this.
Mango in them shops there. Oh my God.
Can you take a breath?
I need to take it easy on that work. I'm going to lose it. Oh my days. Can you do me a favour? Can you just do the camera for me, please?
One of us needs more cardio than the others, not me.
Wow.
Body positivity. No, can you please.
Gladly.
Please, thank you. I appreciate you, man.
And
we'll get back to the whole Monsoon drip, Dorothy Perkins drip, Evans and them man there. Or you want some more juice? Oh no,
Any more?
No, because obviously we was being nice. We shared some with tea.
Oh yeah.
It should be the red button.
For real.
Is it saying record currently, Chrissy? Yeah. Okay, so the red button to your right should see it at the top right hand corner. Can you see it? Red button. Yeah, press that. There you go.
It's actually pressed this time.
Yeah, and it started again from 0. Yeah, fantastic. Back. So yes, back to Chrissy. So when you were a big thing, in your words, not mine.
Yeah.
Because body positivity at all times on this podcast. Shout out to the fluffy queens.
Come on.
You were getting more attention.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you?
What, as a size 16?
First of all,
14. Sorry.
but the thing is, I was heavy, so there's like loads of people didn't believe me when I said I was 16.
At what stage? Because I've known you like since. What year was it? 08, 2008.
Yeah. Like 2018, 19.
Oh, them times when you went ghost.
Ooh, a bit of family drama in the pod. You went ghost.
No.
You found a man and you went ghost.
No, it was before then when I was dating the finance guy.
Is that a finance guy?
Yeah. Fols always drags me about it.
So
I
ghost.
don't want.
No, but that wasn't 2018.
Oh, right.
When was you dating a finance guy that I dragged you about?
No, Vans. Sorry.
Oh, Vans. Sorry, okay,
yeah.
cool. Did he wear a gilet?
Under the blazer.
Under the long trench coat. Shouts out to the finance crew working in Canary Wharf.
Suitcases.
Working,
No, I didn't
coming
have a
out,
briefcase,
coming out
rate
of Bank
me.
Station
Did
right
he not
now.
have a
He
briefcase?
didn't have a briefcase. Rate me. Rate me.
Having a briefcase is actually mad.
But he might need it for the job.
No,
don't
but
it?
he was actually an accountant. He wasn't just like a Canary Wharf finance prick.
Not too much on the Canary Wharf. On some of them earn real good money.
Yeah, no, yes, but he wasn't.
He was an accountant.
Yeah.
Still be a prick.
Cool. So what happened? Let's take a deep dive into finance, Bay.
Oh, I broke up with him.
Okay, why?
Do you want to do this? Should we ask you about your breakups?
Yes. It might not stay in.
I was actually going to die
So
in
it's
this
good
place.
because it's not that Vans picked aside, but he's like, really? Is this good content?
It wasn't right for me. Yeah. So,
Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, it just wasn't right for me. So
But does that work though? Like when you break up with someone and they're like, why? It's just not right for me
it was the
anymore.
finance don that was crying in VAPs.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't go down this rabbit hole. Yeah, sorry, I apologize for taking too much.
He
of a deep dive.
went home and listened to Kanye West, Heartless.
Yeah.
How could she be so heartless?
And that was his villain origin story. Where is he now? Do you ever? Okay, cool. Have you? Obviously, we're all healed now. We're delivered.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he has risen. Do you ever check in on your ex situations? Not necessarily actually speak to them. But you ever take a little snoop and be like, "Oh, see how they're doing"?
No.
Like Bill Cosby. They're like, "Little look."
No.
Be honest.
Nope.
Are any of your exes married yet?
Not that. Yeah, one. The finance don.
Okay. So
Oh, nice.
any long-term relationships, kids,
Any what?
like long-term relationship, you know, like levels of relationship, like long-term relate, like since maybe you dated them, saw them, maybe 3, 4, 5 years with someone,
one
children.
Of them, I honestly couldn't care if he was under a 16 million on M25. One of them's married, and the other one, I wish the best.
Oh, okay. Is that one where like if they wanted to spin the block, it could happen?
Black ice.
Oh, Or you want to just slip on black guys?
You will crash that whip. Cat D.
Ski.
Don't even try me.
Are you a wicked woman, you know?
And what again?
Wickedness.
You will Cat D that fucking whip.
I was really asking that because I speak to one of my friends here, was having one like a faux toxic conversation about like, Rob, are we the problem sometimes? Because we was comparing notes on like how many of like people are now married and that. Like,
he would have married me.
Oh, the finance guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
are you saying, is it confident you're saying that?
That's one thing that I could, you know, when you say like I could almost bet my life.
Okay.
Like, I know where Gretna Green is because of him.
Gretna Green?
Yeah.
What's that reference?
Somewhere in Scotland when people go to get married all the time.
Oh,
on the hill and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. He's trying to pow the club, you know?
Oh, okay. So he was trying to do it in the halal way, get you married and like, let's go.
No, but he didn't give a heck. Like, when that, like, shout out him anyway.
Okay.
Wish him and the wife.
I appreciate you being so free. Because Vans like, should we go into your heartbreak?
No,
into your breakups? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But good for him.
Fantastic. How do we even get here, man?
You.
Is it me just being super random?
Let's talk about your breakups, Foles. Let's talk about when you were on the ropes.
When was I on the ropes?
Oh, should I bring up the episode numbers?
Episode numbers. You ain't got them as a reference point. You haven't. If you got notes, that's very sad.
I know.
There's a listener out there that does.
All I will say though, yeah, some of it was content, but when I was putting through the pain, amazing content, by the way. Yeah. Do you know sometimes I played up to it though, innit? I'll be honest.
What's the worst breakup you've ever been through?
Worst breakup? Got to a year period of being with someone, had a holiday, come back, was broken up within like 3 weeks, then had an amazing summer, but within that summer we had back and forths and just couldn't get it right. But towards the end of me having fun, I was like, yeah, I need my cinnamon apple back, but it just didn't work out, innit? And it was, and as much as I enjoyed myself out there, you didn't say pamming through the pain. I was trying to pam through. I tried to pam through the pain, and yeah, but at the end of it, I was like, "This ain't for me." Yeah.
Oh.
And the back and forth thing weren't healthy.
It's not.
In hindsight, at the time, yeah. Because then you're like,
Did you cry?
No, I'm not crying. You know.
So what did you do? Just like yell in your front room?
Standing around the front room like Will Smith when everyone moved out and that. Nah. A lot of long conversations after, but you know, like you keep talking about the same thing over and over, and I was like, this is dead, man. Why are we doing this to each other?
No, but how do you get through it? Because I told you guys about how I was crying.
No, but I told you, to the reference you made earlier, but you just end up being around all your single friends or trying to keep up with them or be around in that space. And genuinely, after a bit of, there were times I genuinely was having a good time, but after a certain point, this wasn't fulfilling me.
Is there a babe somewhere?
Yeah.
Who can turn around and be like, him? No. But that's because you were just like, no, this ain't my cinnamon apple.
Impossible.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it comes off very cocky and got impossible. The only one person that could ever have played me, she loves me now.
Do you know what? I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So basically what I'm saying is be careful with my heart.
Oh.
Be careful. I gave it to you.
Quit playing
I'm
games.
giving it to you. All right? Look after it.
But you made a really interesting point. Let's talk about the times, Chrissy's Corner, here we are.
Jesus Christ.
When you were the problem.
When I was a problem?
Yeah.
Over to you, Van. You've not spoken much.
I'm always the problem. Some way, shape, or form, it's always my fault.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that.
I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, things transpire in a way that you're not aware of what you're doing, and the other person is just getting tired, and then eventually has enough, and then the breaking point comes, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Rah, where did this come from?" And they're like, "Nigga,
Like, are you joking?
Are you insane?"
I've been trying to break up since last summer.
Like,
but deep down, I know the man them know it.
Okay, can we be in the photo toxic bag a little bit? Have you ever just let someone break up with you rather than just you pulling the plug?
I did.
Okay.
And at the time, I was like, what have I done?
Or by letting them break up with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though you, huh?
Did you understand the question I asked?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay, so you
like,
regret the decision, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Man's looking at us like, we're mad. I do not understand what he's saying.
No,
yeah, because like I'm like, I let that happen, knowing it was going to happen, and then I'm like, later on, I'm like, oh shit.
Your moments of realization are crazy. Man's at home and he's like, hold on, I ain't cuddled anybody in 4 days.
Yeah, man, it's just one of those things, and then, I don't know, man. Like it's when you're in those situations, it's hard to kind of like salvage or like, you know, try to reconcile because they've been on that train for a long time prior to, you know, actually breaking up with you.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when the breakup kind of happens on impulse, it's a lot easier to maneuver back. I mean, listen, I'm just being honest.
It's honesty hour, man. You said Chrissy's corner. You want us to be honest or being honest?
Yeah, I
but
when this
when,
guy.
you know, like she's already
Checked out.
manifested, as they say these days,
They gone.
and then, you know, it finally happens, they're like, you know, long gone onto like whatever they're on.
Yeah, it's humbling when you're like, oh, yeah, I can't actually get you back.
And when they're in that phase, the next nigga, they're having a blast.
And you're like, right, he's enjoying everything, boy. Sounds like hate to me.
Yeah, it is a 100% hate, and you just have to hate from the sidelines.
Oh.
Man's on the sidelines warming up.
But in my case,
Finish your sentence, bro.
return.
Okay. I love the proper, like, egotistical, cocky
Like,
energy from us today.
It's proper.
Because Chrissy asked like, that question, is there babes out there that can be like, cap?
No, but what I mean, like,
I mean,
is
yeah,
because
probably.
Yeah. Barely.
you gave her just like your mind just wasn't in it. That's what I mean.
Well, my eyes always on the prize. So, like I said, the only person that can hurt me now is right beside me, innit? So,
The love of your life. I love that.
come on. You get me?
You? Do you feel like there's someone somewhere that's like, you know the vibes? No,
The
I
problem
don't.
is Vans don't give a shit. He actually revels in it more, like, hate me.
Don't pay me out to be this guy, okay?
Sorry, brand.
I feel things.
Yeah, go on.
All right? But no.
You know, whilst we're here, I want to get onto my own little sounds like hate to me. I need to get this hate off, innit?
Okay.
I don't know if you guys been watching Love is Blind.
No. That's the show with the Donny with the mad hairline, but
they
he's fixed it
sprayed
now.
it.
He
Yeah.
fixed it for the
Did they spray it now?
He said he used some oil that he gave everyone the link for on Amazon.
Okay.
And he said they got a little bit of highlight as well. So shouts out to him for being transparent about, you know.
Let me grab that oil.
It shows what hairline would do to someone. Because he does look better in the picture, innit? So for the congregation, if you've been watching Love is Blind, they had the season finale, basically like the reunion, basically.
Yeah.
But Netflix fucked up with her. They tried to do the live thing, innit? And it just didn't bang. So, like, you know, it's sat there waiting. This program was starting like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It didn't happen, innit?
No one was like tuning in.
No, it was people were there waiting, but they had like a technical issue.
I should have sent Vans.
Tech, bro.
Man.
Must allow me, man. One joke too many.
Not too much advance.
Yeah. But just watching the show, like I've not finished it, but obviously I caught the gist when you're on social and that. I don't know about other people, yeah, but there's this guy on there called Marshall who's dating this babe. He's basically like the red flag babe, like running away from love. He's playing the good guy role, yeah. And I just sit on the other side of the fence because she's got a lot of heat. Fairly, because she's been like quite harsh to him, distant, whatever. Breaks up, doesn't want to marry him basically, and wants to keep the ring, innit?
I saw.
See
I
that
haven't.
clip, innit?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I remember I can watch some of the episodes that I missed and that, and I was like, as much people forgetting that there's just small little details in it. So he said to her in conversation, I viewed you as a project, you know? He apologizes for it, but he also admits I've dated women like you before. So I was like, I've seen this film before. I've even seen the sequel. I know this play of like, some guys do the low-hanging fruit thing where it's like, I can just be a just about decent guy to the babes who maybe have a certain level of issues or maybe have not dealt with nice guys, and I seem like a hero, come in, sweep them off their feet. Bro, just go and find your same level of babe and stop trying to save the day, because if it's truly not who you are, the hoes will show. Obviously, we're watching a show that's edited. We don't know everything that's going on. But what's presented to me, I was like, she gets all the flack, of course, because that girl's wicked, by the way. But I'm like, nah, bro, you're doing this to yourself, and you're also a glutton for punishment. You're just just hanging around like a bad smell.
Men love wicked women.
You know what? I think there's a bit of truth to that.
Men love wicked women. They love it. That's the statement.
I don't know what's wrong with my gender, man.
That's the statement. Yeah. That's actually it. Thoughts? Welcome back.
I don't know if they do. Some do, obviously, like, and those are the ones that make the noise, because, like, with wickedness, there's always going to be an element of drama.
Okay.
And not to put the blame on the woman, I'm just saying that, like, with what men are like, there's going to be, like, a reason for the drama. So when you're dealing with a wicked woman, like, she's not going to mince her words. She's going to go ham on you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain women that don't hold back when they're saying, you know, when they're like, oh, yeah, you know, I could get real disrespectful. Like, I can't draw my mouth when I'm angry.
Okay.
Tell me you haven't heard that. I can't control my mouth when I'm angry.
Not in that exact voice, but yeah.
That is just like Instagram, IG, Twitter, babe voice.
Yeah.
I do feel, yeah. But I just find that whole, like, discourse hilarious. People, like, if you ain't watched the show, you obviously might not get the reference, but I'm just like, I'm looking at this a little differently. And it's not like me, because I like watching these dating shows and doing gender wars sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You be sat in the house with your babe just debating, and I just throw, like, open questions just to check her temperature and see what she feels.
I saw that clip. I mean, I don't watch the show, but obviously, like, this is where, like, the incels thrive, right?
Oh.
What, on a show like this, or in terms of the conversation?
In terms of this particular clip, right? And I'm not I'm not saying that every person that interacted with this clip or this scenario is an incel, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, it just holds 300 more quote tweets because of incels. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when I saw this about the woman saying what she was saying to Donnie and saying, I'm going to keep the ring, of course that's going to do rounds on social media, man. Like, you know, there's, you know, the beat it chick bandits are always going to be like, you see?
Beat it chick bandits.
What's the reference for this beat it chick bandit? I know, but, like, explain for the layman who might not get the reference you're making.
So there was this, like, animated meme that has been going around for years where, like, the nerd at school is trying to get with the chicks or the women, but they're going with the quote unquote thugs.
Okay.
It's like, oh, why can't I ever get the girls? Blah, blah, blah. They always want the bad guys. And then 10 years later, it's the nerd in a high flying job and finance done. And then the woman that was chasing the thugs ends up being like a single parent with like mad kids. And then she's trying to go back to the Donnie, the nerd, who wanted her back then and is now saying, beat it, chick. because don't come to me now when I'm successful and I've got money.
I mean, she clearly is in a position where she needs assistance, so why wouldn't she go for the top of the tree, innit? Like, I'm not even mad at them.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's these little fake little weird wins, which is like hilarious.
So yeah, like that's their go-to, innit? That's their like biblical reference.
Oh, the other question I had for Chrissy's Corner, so there was a quote I saw that said, solve your childhood trauma. Address your childhood trauma or your adult. Wow.
Wee-fiddy-fee.
You know what? Maybe we can ask that one later.
Yeah, I'm not even saying it again. Chrissy's Corner's closed.
We're saying
you can do it though.
The corner shop's closed.
You can do it.
Okay. So I saw I saw a quote that said, address your childhood trauma or your adult relationships will.
Okay, I've seen that quote. I've seen that quote. Yeah, that's true.
And so I wanted to find out from you guys times when you know that, not necessarily childhood trauma in terms of like, maybe not that deep, but not necessarily childhood trauma, but where trauma has shown up negatively and affected your relationship negatively. That was awful.
I've seen some stuff in the home which I went too far in terms of arguments. I won't go further than that, and it's affected some of my interactions where I just don't want to maybe have a conversation or an argument because we're just not doing that. Or someone's got too leery with me, and I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. And
is that because you are just like, I feel like it could not? I'm not.
Yeah, no,
but
yeah,
you feel like you can get that.
I don't want it to go too far because there's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
And yeah, just no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed. No, don't want to repeat history and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to search.
Bro, if you've had no trauma,
I'm trying to search for trauma.
That's trauma. Trauma.
Nothing's coming to me.
Yeah. You know, that's like, good, bro.
You know what? Yeah.
So you know what? Decent upbringing.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean,
just claim it, bro. Don't.
Yes, I will say that, but obviously, to someone else, they may feel differently in it. Like even to the point of getting beats.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like where I got beats, but you know, I don't think it's something that I definitely didn't agree with because I'm a parent now, and you know,
don't do that.
Never laid a finger, and I know that my parents have a new perspective. Obviously now.
But always like that. They get old and suddenly they're just, like...
Honestly.
They just... I think with them, they were doing things by design on what they knew at the time. I don't know if... Because when they grew up to become parents, that culture was still prevalent. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're also in a foreign land as well, so there's that plays
absolutely.
a part.
So, you know... in regards to my parents, they left home very early. So once they did that, it was like, they're just doing what they know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so then, you know, to someone else, it could be completely different. And I understand that. But for me, it's not that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
For me, it was things like how I communicate when I'm upset. Because when I was growing up, I would see like my dad, if he was annoyed, I remember there's one time like I hurt myself and my dad didn't speak to me properly for like a week because he was annoyed and he was upset. And there was a point in one of my relationships where I was like, when I'm annoyed, I realized that I completely just, there's not that I'll ignore you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there, like
you can switch off,
zero. And I think it took when someone calls you out on something and it's so easy to get defensive and be like,
well, I mean, you are goal defense, so that was too easy.
Fair enough.
That was too easy. Not too much on Chrissy, but yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, so I realized that was something that I did. And it's not something that I thought I did, if that makes sense. So, you know, when someone says something to you and they're like, you do this. And you're like, no, I don't. I was like, hold on, maybe I do. And I really worked so hard to not be like that because I remember how it made me feel and I didn't like it. So now if I'm pissed off, y'all gonna know.
Oh, trust me, we know.
Y'all gonna know. Y'all is gonna know.
No.
Y'all are gonna know.
We're well aware. Do you know I want to take it because we were speaking about Love is Blind and rings and stuff. Have you ever been a bridesmaid before? I know that sounds mad random, but I'm gonna bring it home.
No, it's just funny because yes.
You have been, okay.
I have, yes.
And what was that experience like as a bridesmaid?
It was fun. Oh, well. It was fun. Expensive, but fun.
And then outside of... Go on, Van, sorry.
Did you see the bridezilla in the person that was getting married?
One of them, yes.
Okay.
Oh, so you've been a bridesmaid more than once?
Yeah, twice, 3 times.
Right.
Okay. And outside that, you've been invited to like tradition, like growing up with like that was like
yeah, bare weddings. Yeah.
bare weddings. Okay, cool. I was just asking because there's a clip I want Vans to play, and I just wanted to pick your brain. I just wanted to see what level of wedding invitee you've been in it, and then we'll get back.
I'm really sitting on this couch perplexed right now because how do I even... Okay, hold on. So wedding season is almost amongst us, right? Well, I have a friend who is getting married in June of 2023. Yeah, June. Hers is the next week after our wedding. So we received her invitation in the mail, and in the invitation, it only has the wedding information. So, and when I say wedding information, I mean the wedding ceremony information. So I got the invitation. It's really pretty. When I opened it up, I, like I said, only saw the wedding ceremony information. So I called her and I'm like, hey, like, it doesn't say anything about RSVPing or where the reception is. Do you want me to just hop on the wedding website? And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, in my invitation, it only has the wedding ceremony information. She goes, oh, well, only certain people are allowed to come to the wedding reception, but we're doing like an open invitation for everyone to come to the wedding ceremony. What? Is that a thing now? Like, I'm thoroughly confused as to why I'm not good enough to be at your reception, but I'm okay to be at your wedding. Am I overreacting? Am I tripping? Am I like, I don't know how to really react, but I've never only been invited to half of an event before. And
there's nothing to see here. What's the problem? Unless you feel like you are in that person's life within that capacity, then yes, by all means have a problem. If she's a bridesmaid at your wedding and you're not allowed in the
No, that's crazy. She wouldn't be that. She wouldn't be, no.
Then do you know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't want to come to the church.
Well, her complaint is that you want me to come to the church bit. I know it sounds bad, the most boring bit, and I can't come to the party.
Oh, she don't want to. Oh, right.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah, she's like,
that's odd.
So it's like, what, you want to invite me? What it sounds like is they got a deal. Yeah, come. Listen, we hired out the mega church. Come to the 3,000 seat arena.
TD Jakes vibes.
but the reception bit, which is 100 people.
Oh, my bad.
VIP only. You can't
I misunderstood. Yeah. That's strange.
Very odd.
What? She's doing things in reverse.
Why would you want just every Tom, Dick, and Harry watching you getting married?
No,
to me, that's like
she said the vows bit.
She said it's an open invitation for this wedding ceremony.
Or maybe homegirl's trying to soften the blow to her, innit? So it's like, because it's not an open invitation because it's my wedding, innit? I'm inviting people here, innit? So it's not open just to general public. You can come off the street and come. No, it's an invite thing, but it's like the reception. The reception is probably a bit more tailored, maybe in regards to cost, size of the venue. Cost of living crisis, darling.
So I should buy a new shoe and gown and spend cost to come to your wedding?
It's still loving and around. Come to the church bit. God will be present,
I'm all right,
Do you know what? Yeah.
Honestly,
that one is like, it could be a situation where like, all the expense comes from the reception, innit?
That's where the largest part of the expense is.
That's the largest part of the expense. And, you got to pay per seat.
Some people say no kids. Some people can't get +1s.
Yeah. I've been to those situations, and do you know what? I get it, man. These things are expensive, bro. Like, but I'm not inviting like anyone at the bit where I'm, you know, where we're exchanging our vows
before
committing.
God.
No, I am with you. Traditionally, from
Come out the church, bro.
We need as much people in the church, man. We're trying to bring souls to Christ.
Follow.
Nah.
I was going to say traditionally, the church bit is the smaller bit in terms of like number.
Yep.
The reception is traditionally a lot, but that's the party bit. That's the bit where like, you know, we might not, the venue place might have can't hold so many people, but everyone come to this bit.
A lot of couples are getting married in these nice town halls, bro. Can't fit anyone.
Young registry, bro. All my boys, I got like, I can not speak too much, but like lockdown weddings, best thing that ever happened to them.
The man them saying that's the best time.
Like, you know,
that was the best time.
Baby, I love you so much. This lockdown has brought us closer together. Let's get married.
Fam.
And then, you know what, further down the line, we'll have a big party.
Yeah, hey, I mean, hey.
I say, hey.
Wedding season, like, it's
upon us. We're coming up.
It's upon us. Yeah. It is upon us. But yeah, man, I think like some of the invitations that I've ever received, if I'm not there at the beginning, they're like, you know what, the reception
is
you'll get an invitation to the reception, and there's certain people that aren't gonna come to sit at the table at the reception. They'll come later where it's lit and
it's party,
you know, it's where it's party time. Like there's a lot of that, and you know, whether you choose to have that, like, you know, really tailored where you've got guest list, where you actually have a list of people, and if you're not on that list, you can't come in. Simple as that. Don't call anyone's phone or anything like that. Go home in it. Go home in it. But the church first. Anyone come to that? Nah, sorry, I don't rock with that.
I need to be
That's a strange one.
At 11 a.m. on a Saturday. Are you right?
So what I'm gathering from this is that you guys are siding with her for her questioning. Is something wrong here? Why am I only
if I can
being invited?
Watch you get married,
I would find that weird.
But I can't have like a little rice and stew. What?
But is it just? But also, you see, like your birthday. There's certain days where it's about you. It doesn't mean we excuse all crazy behavior. Like we was joking about Bridezilla earlier. This day is about this happy couple, and you are a part of this celebration and festivities. You might not be invited to the second bit, and I'm with you a little bit. That does seem a bit weird, just because it never happened to me, innit? And it's always easy to talk about stuff that you never had to deal with, but you're still being invited, and this day is about me. And if we're talking about like costs and stuff, we know culturally a lot of us, these things get very expensive.
Yeah, but also weddings. Just like Van said, there are times when, you know, I've had an invite and it says like, if you're coming to the reception, please come or the reception starts from this time, because what they'll do first is have like, right after the church, the immediate family, they'll go have their sit down meal, do all of their pictures, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then the litness starts 4 p.m., 5 p.m. as people are coming. That makes more sense to me. But just like you said, I can only speak from my experience, but I'd be like, because I get that if they're coming for the sit down meal and stuff, it's going to cost. But also, I would assume there comes a part of the night where everyone's just shaking a leg, this, that, and the other. But I can't even, like not even a little two-step.
Yeah.
My friend.
Because would that make you question the friendship?
100%. 100%, because it's not like you're a co-worker or my cousin's friend or like that's you're my friend, and no, you're not even telling me to come and bring a bottle. Just don't come. I
want you to throw rice when I come out the church, innit?
But I can't eat rice. There needs to be a fair exchange here. That's Wills.
You just want me to dash hard rice at you?
The common denominator here is rice. Whether you're getting to eat it or I need you to have rice on deck, yeah?
No, I don't. I'm not feeling it. What about you, Fols?
I understand where she's coming from, but like maybe this is my how and why is a bit weird. Not weird, but just it's your wedding, it's your day. I probably, you know what it is? I probably would have an issue, I'm not cap, but I'll just take it on the chin because it's your day and it's on me whether I come or not. It's just that, innit? Because then I've got to be like, okay, cool. If I have an issue with it, I don't have to turn up in it. But it's your day, it's your wedding. I don't know if I would bring it up to you or raise an issue about it. Because I also don't know, maybe it's just like a man thing. Maybe I don't know where if I know it's gonna come across misogynist if it's like your lady's pushing for this, because like for a lot of us it's like we're getting married, but it's more about your lady on a day. So I might just be trying to appease her and maybe her side of the family, certain things. So I'm gonna try and do as much on mine as a friend just to make your day smooth. So if you just need me to come to the first bit and that's what it is, then it is what it is, isn't it? Maybe I'll address it later on, but I don't know if I would. I definitely want to come to social media with it.
Yes.
But that's just not how I am as a person.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah. I agree with you. I was going to say that, but then I'm thinking...
I'm not going to act like I'm above having a problem with it, though.
I don't think it's her having a problem is what brought her to social media. I think her being confused at the scenario is what brought her to social media. Me, I wouldn't bring... Like, even if I was confused or, like, offended by it, I wouldn't bring it to social media anyway. But I think... Yeah, I think it's just like, rah, does anyone like has anyone come across
you know
this
what's funny
before?
though? Even though it's like,
not common.
Just how Chrissy reacted is clearly not common, because I couldn't say I don't know, I've never experienced that before. And I don't know anyone that has
that way round as well.
Yeah, it's the other way around makes more sense, doesn't it? Where it's like the church bit's a smaller bit, it is a bit more intimate, closer family and friends, because there's always like extended family or like maybe you're some of your church people or like your people from like uni, people that you see your brethren, but you don't see them all the time, but you maybe want them at the
over
party
the past 5 years, I've been to bare weddings and I've never heard of this scenario. It's always been the other way around.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah. Strange, but shout out them.
Stranger.
So you guys decided if I'm going to video then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man.
She came to that clip breast first.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree. But I can't agree too loudly.
She was like, okay, well, guys.
Maybe this is why she's keeping her away from the wedding reception.
I was like, whoa.
She's like, you have a habit of being at a titty first. Maybe you need to stay away.
Yeah, that's a new perspective.
Titty choke up.
Yeah.
Neck up.
Have you guys seen this King Von documentary? I know anytime I start talking gangsterism with Vans, he's like,
Well,
Chrissy done?
I'm going to leave while you lot scare the host.
Okay, no, well, we won't do that. We'll scare the host. We can do this, yeah? 50 Cent, Lil Wayne versus. That's been a conversation over the last couple of weeks. I don't know.
The hosts are scared.
No, come back, man. We don't scare the host, man.
I need to.
You need to sorry. Okay, cool, go on. I think it might have been DJ Envy. I think that's why I saw it first.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just, you know, like people would put up, because like Versus has been a little bit quiet.
And he's from Queens.
He's from Queens as well, so he's 50% of the affiliations there.
Right.
But I don't know if it's been genuine interest or just like people discuss, you know, we discuss our hypothetical matchups, innit?
Yeah, I have seen that. And these are two people who haven't participated in the Versus platform. And
that could potentially bring Versus back, because they're big heavyweight names, legendary names, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. And there's a lot of people that would argue their catalogs. I do see the general consensus of people saying Wayne night and day.
I saw that.
But then the opposing argument becomes a little bit more interesting, because we start thinking about the criteria. What's allowed, what's not allowed. They've both been impactful in the mixtape side of things.
Very true.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they both have quote unquote bona fide classic LPs.
I think what 50 maybe benefits from is maybe a slightly smaller catalogue to pick from.
He's got a smaller catalogue to pick from.
Like file of stuff.
But in a Versus where it's 20 tracks each, I'm not sure if he has enough to match in 20 songs against Wayne, because Wayne has longevity. I think with them two, it's different, because it's difficult, because 50 peaked early in his career and Wayne peaked in the latter stages of his career.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not latter, but like he took a while to really have that stamp. From the first time he really appeared,
he was behind Juvenile.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like Hot Boys, you know, he was really young. But then, like when he went into his feature bag / mixtape bag, is where he was like affirming his position to eventually start saying he's the best rapper in it.
Yeah.
and then the evolution of him being him at the highest at the highest point of his career, and then quickly after being at the highest point in his career, or even simultaneously signing Drake and Nicki.
And that gives you longevity because then...
Young Money era now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because all of that, Carter 2, you know, he was cooking. You know what I mean? Like, he was critically acclaimed at this point now.
Yeah, and then you got
and then Carter 3, it's like, yeah, in between that, all the mixtapes, and then being the person that does 1 million in a week.
Never forgiven him for that whole Nigerian hairline, by the way.
Tougher than Nigerian hair.
And now look at his hair.
All the Nigerians were yelling in the club when that came out.
There we go. Wonderful. So yeah, we just scaring the hose whilst you were gone. Me and Vans were discussing Lil Wayne. I think we're still in more the Wayne, like the defense for Wayne as to why Wayne might win, or he's stronger argument. Okay, sorry, but then
we were talking about criteria.
Yeah.
Is 50 allowed to like bring the G Unit shit in?
Absolutely, because he's featured on some of the stuff. Are you allowed to also play stuff you've written? So you can play some of that stuff from Game's first album.
So it's actually happening.
No, it's not happening.
But it's like it's a big talking point at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I never considered that.
I would have to double check those rules. So of course there'll be.
I think that's allowed. I think that's happened in verses.
You know why I stand when it comes to 50 Cent, innit? But
get your singlet out.
Steady.
Get that.
G-Unit tank top is insane, you know.
That tank top was insane.
G-Unit tank top with a belly.
That wife beat her. That's when I saw all the Estonians at his concert.
Chill out.
Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, do you know what?
Star, Many Men.
If you're allowed
certain
features,
anthems, I'm like, I don't know how Wayne responds to them, but then, like you said, 20. I think when we get to like 14, 15 songs, I think that's when it might get long for 50. But then if he's allowed some of the G Unit songs, if you're allowed to play, I don't know how it works, but if you're allowed to play the stuff you wrote for Game, like you wrote 6 songs of that. I've had this argument. This might be my reach, but I love it. Yeah, everyone talks about like 50 maybe having like one classic album, which obviously Get Rich or Die Trying. I argue
The Massacre's a classic to me.
Yeah, but I'd argue 2, 3 technically with the G Unit first album. The official one you got Yayo in the back and that. 4 technically, because if I write 6 songs, if I write 6 songs on that album and that breathes a new life into the West Coast, you hung around Dr. Dre for months on end. You couldn't buy a hit to save your life. Yeah,
you didn't write the whole song. You wrote the hooks.
Listen, I wrote 6 songs on there. Don't ruin my story.
To be fair though, without those hooks, you haven't like. If I have all these beats at my disposal, yeah, and my ideas, I don't have the ideas, and then someone comes in and creates, a reference point for you to start with, then yes, I'm gonna take a lot of the credit of this. Like, Hate It or Love It is not gonna make it without Donny. How We Do isn't gonna be how we do without Donny.
And all those songs were meant to be on The Massacre.
Donny being
the Game.
The Game, yeah. And 50 being the Donny that came in and was like, you know what? I've heard these beats. I can churn out all these hits for you. How We Do, he spun him.
This is how
what?
We do.
Lamborghini doors and the Escalade.
Escalade, low price.
But I still think it's not enough, because if Wayne was to get into his feature bag as well, it's just mad extensive, bro.
True. The problem is when
rap, R&B, like he's just done it all.
With Drake, Nicki, he can do that.
Even like
the song of Chris Brown, he's got the song Soldier. He's got certain songs where
like he's just got too many. Even like some stuff with like artists that aren't necessarily popping today, we can still remember certain verses from him.
Yeah.
So
I'm just scrolling. I'm still trying to compile my argument 50 Cent. I have to before I leave. But
do you have a G Unit poster or a 50 Cent one?
I've never had a poster of a man in my life.
Just checking.
I think, I just don't think, and you got to think about like where the court of opinion is.
Also, does where they host the verses, you think that'll make play a part?
if they host it in New York, obviously there's that New York bias with 50, and I know that like New Yorkers are very like proud of their whoever's representing them.
And Lil Wayne hates New York. That's why he got arrested for the gun charge. So
and he did time in Rikers. So it may not be there, but I think that like Wayne is, for all the people that I've ever spoken to, that are from the States, they say that like Wayne is national. Like not just like in a few states. Like some Americans would say like from down south, they would be like, oh yeah, we don't really like listen to Jay-Z down here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's popping like in the East Coast or like, you know, in certain places in the Midwest or the West Coast, but they would be saying that Wayne is like national everywhere. Wayne.
But then 50 is international.
50 is international. But so is Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne, yeah.
Not to the same degree. I don't believe.
You'd be surprised.
I hear you, but I personally don't think to the same degree. If Lil Wayne comes and does a London date, is he doing the O2, do you think? And I hate obviously using numbers argument. Do you think he's doing O2?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I think so. But it's just one of those ones where like Wayne hasn't had the best rep touring in the UK.
That's my thing, because when I look at it, it's like the history of someone and like doing, of course you have to add the caveat of like, you have the backing of Dr. Dre, Eminem, and you follow the blueprint of Eminem, like the touring all over the world. That's why I think 50, personally, in my opinion, is a bit more international.
He is, because the celebrity of 50 was huge. It transcended like, and his impact when he first dropped, he went diamond.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and the whole marketing strategy, obviously it's his real life where he got shot 9 times, but how it got flipped and it became a story, movies, merchandise. Very early in his career, he did a lot. Yeah. And he has like one of those timeless songs where like people always remember.
But you know what's mad
Super Bowl.
That's one of the songs I don't want to hear in the verses.
But he's gonna play that.
You know, you can't not play. You can't not play. I don't want to hear it in the club.
Yeah. But you know that like you can go anywhere in the world and hear it in the club, but you can also go anywhere in the world and hear Lollipop.
Both of them, throw them in the bin. I don't want to hear them in the verses, but they have to both be played.
Throw them in the bin.
I don't want to hear. You know, certain songs they get so popular and they get so mainstream. So like, it's my thing's always like it's like Nelly hot in here as well. Anytime we was in like a Oceana and they wanted to get
anywhere in the world, you'll hear hot in here, and a bit of Sean Paul as well.
Yeah, they love Sean Paul. They love mainstream. They love Sean Paul.
Sean Paul's like ketchup.
Okay, explain.
You just put him on anything,
right?
You know,
it's just inoffensive.
I thought you were going to slander ketchup.
You know, Jamaican man will say, "Why? What do you mean put him on anything?"
Sorry,
I just mean like he can just go anywhere and it's inoffensive.
Okay,
ketchup.
Yeah, I'm with you. So who would you pick for a verse? Lil Wayne or 50 Cent?
If we're talking mainstream, Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne would comfortably win that.
Comfortably,
yeah.
Do you know what? Over 20 songs, I think so.
Comfortably.
Okay, what's comfortably to you? What's 12-8?
I've seen 50 live before.
Yeah.
And his set list was all the way fucked up.
But that's my worry with both of them though. I've said it before, like, this is what 50 scares me, yeah? If he plays Ayo Technology in that verses, yeah, I'm gonna scream, bro. But even Lil Wayne, he's so in his own world, because he's been like a star for a long time. He doesn't do loads of, he's just not out and about. It doesn't seem like that out and about in the mix like that, yeah? He might get on that verses and pick a mad set list as well.
I just want to believe, I know that 50 developed stars under him, yeah, for that time period.
Yeah.
But Wayne has executive produced the people that just took the torch and carried it throughout a next generation. Like, he's been around that, which gives me more belief that his set list will be a lot more tailored and cared for and properly positioned in this verses than 50 would.
Yeah, I agree.
I hear you, but you know what it is? It's going to be something that we probably find out later on down the line when everybody's retired and we find the real truth here. I would actually be interested to know how much say so and input he had in like those two, because he gets credit for them absolutely because you signed them and you're the boss in it. But I'd actually be, because when you sign them, you can put that EP on there, innit? But I'd actually be interested to know how much input you actually had, especially at the time, because someone like Drake was just, he was the anomaly with like the singing rapper.
Yeah,
he wasn't coming in street, you know.
But they were also a sponge to whatever Lil Wayne was doing.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because Wayne has produced like albums upon albums where people will go back and say, yo, these are classics. And I had a Manny Fresh maybe, but I didn't necessarily have a Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because 50 became a master of the hooks. I think he always had it in him, but then you obviously need that influence of someone like a Dr. Dre. Like when they recorded in the club and my flow, my show gave me it was Dr. Dre that was like, nah, sing this. Don't rap it, sing this. Because you know, like he knows.
He took Ja Rule's whole flow. Man was calling this guy a singer and 50 started singing.
Fam, do you know what I mean? Like, so I think, yeah, Lil Wayne, man, he's just got too much, bro.
I just want to see how what he responds to Wankster with, what he responds to Many Men with, maybe If I Can't with, PAMP with.
He's got a lot to respond to, and
I'm just interested in like what songs media he would pick to respond to him. It's not that he can't respond. I'd be interested to see what strategy they will use, or like, you know, like sometimes you maybe come out swinging too early, because if you don't, you see the verses, if you get to like round 3, 4, 5 and you're not winning now, you're scrambling. So do you maybe save your heavy hitters? How do you spread them? You know, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. But
obviously, I'm still on bias at all times. With
no, absolutely, man. But like,
I do see the argument. It's very strong on the other side.
Sometimes you think of these artists, like, you know, you want to hope that they know what they're doing. As a fan, of course, don't embarrass me, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually like, I'm fighting your corner here, yeah. And the best thing that you can do is, even if like you may not win, pick a strong set list. Like go out with some dignity in it.
Yeah, don't do a dip set, because that shows that their one showed ego, lack of preparation, and what not having a proper set list.
Fabulous too against Jadakiss.
Yeah, don't come there and be too cool for school.
Don't come there be too cool for school. Be in sync with the person that's playing the music as well. Definitely,
because I think 50's ego's through the roof, so he will look at verses beneath him anyway. And I think I'm sure I saw Swiss Beat confirm like it's definitely not happening. When people talk like that kind of smoky, it makes you feel like stuff's been said behind the scenes. Man don't really rock with each other like that. So it's definitely not happening. But I would have liked to have seen it, and I think it would be a good, because at this point we need the biggest matchups in it. It's like the biggest producer. Like we want they were speaking about potentially P Diddy and, was it Dr. Dre or Pete? There was time P Diddy and Jermaine Dupri. Like just, or who would Jay-Z go against? There's people that this thing, they're not doing it for money or exposure. It's, no offense, we love our culture, but it is a little bit beneath them. But if they did it, it will magnify this thing to another level.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And like sometimes you need to remind people of your catalog. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think there were talks of like, there was some people saying that they think that Rick Ross should redo his because he needs like a tougher opponent.
Yeah, but sometimes in life, bro, I'll take an easy opponent, a first round knockout, bro.
The 2 Chainz versus with Rick Ross, as much as I enjoyed it, I was like,
mismatch. Faced.
Yeah, I was like, this is getting disrespectful now when you've got the women coming out and massaging Rick Ross whilst he's winning comfortably.
Opulence, don't it?
I hear it. Luxury rap.
A
tougher opponent, you won't have time to get a massage.
He leans into the character, and I think he would. I think he would exactly the same, regardless who's up there, because he has to be Rick Ross. Have you not seen him in Jamaica? His Jamaica content is hilarious.
He's funny, bro. He's a funny don.
Bomber clocks.
Log on in the sandals.
Nah, Ross is too funny, man. But he has a catalog where like there's a lot of people that they'll struggle.
Even though it wouldn't happen, Ross and 50 should, because there's more in the story there, innit? And what did Mama say? We defeat the biggest monkey in the game.
We defeated the biggest monkey in the game.
Yeah,
that's what Ross said. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm siding with Ross. I'm sorry.
You know, the catalog's too deep, and
I'm sorry.
It's healthy. Like I said to you, bias at all times, isn't it? But I can't be dishonest, innit? Like I can see.
There was a time
it being bad, innit?
I love you talking about not Rick Ross, sorry, 50 Cent and Eczema. Like it just gets you
those
going.
my two?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You really
I can't believe you put them two together.
But bro, I can't lie to you. There was a period in my life where I could have been a member of G-Unit because I listened to them that much.
Yeah.
I was a Banks fan to the core, actually.
Yeah.
I knew every bar.
A lot of people were.
I knew every bar, bro. Like, but Ross, sorry, man, he just took it to a different level for me, personally.
Yeah.
So I would side with Ross on this one.
I see 90s baby tweeting out 50 Meek Mill. Meek Mill's getting washed, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
There's levels in it, so
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to know that level.
Yeah. Do you know, it's also like earlier about styles make fights. You have to have the right matchups, like you were saying earlier about Rick Ross and 2 Chainz. It's not that 2 Chainz hasn't got music in it, but you need to pit me with the right people in it. So
2 Chainz has music, but yeah, man, go with like your opponent isn't Ross, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But speaking of music,
yeah,
I've been meaning to have this conversation for a while.
Go on, go for it.
AI in music.
Okay.
So there was a song that was created by AI that was Drake and The Weeknd that was doing a lot of rounds, and it made it onto the streaming platforms. But now it's being pulled. So I've got an article up that was published today on the BBC News. A song that uses artificial intelligence to clone the voices of Drake and The Weeknd is being removed from streaming services. Heart on My Sleeve is no longer available on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, and Tidal. It is also in the process of being pulled from TikTok and YouTube, but some verses remain available. It follows stinging criticism from publishers Universal Music Group, which said the song violated copyright law. The track simulates Drake and The Weeknd trading verses about pop star and actress Selena Gomez, who previously dated The Weeknd. The creator, known as @Ghostwriter, claims the song was created by software trained on the musicians' voices. So this is like becoming a thing now, where you can kind of like use artificial intelligence to kind of create songs using voices of like well-known artists, you know, rap into like lyrics that you may have written. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you're killing the workforce.
And I saw a TikTok of what would Michael Jackson sound if he did like Ignition remix. Like, people are just doing, this is like part of the problem, people are just doing dumb shit with it, and I'm like, real music head would listen to this and think this is whack. It doesn't seem natural.
But I will say though, yeah, I probably lean more towards the real music head, bougie side, but I have had some Rihanna ones.
It's not,
and
I wouldn't say it's a bougie thing. I'm just saying from the ones that I've heard,
yeah,
you can tell that this isn't, it's not done in a way where like, this is not something an artist would put out for me.
But also remember, these things are probably in their infancy. Once they get the technology right,
absolutely,
they will clean it up. And bro, you might not be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And it will get to that place. This is why labels are panicking at the moment. Because number one, like, you're ruining the integrity of the art.
I don't think they give a shit about that.
Who?
Is it going to affect?
It depends on who, though. It depends on who.
My general feeling about the music industry.
Maybe the younger generation.
Okay, cool.
The younger generation will. They don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? They're listening to sped up music on TikTok. Yeah. This is what is like recharting certain songs of the past.
Yeah.
At the moment, because like the kids are listening to music on TikTok, just the sped up version. Summer Walker released Still Over It, the sped up version. Miguel is like, Miguel has now charted, he's peaked today, like, for sure thing, like, you know, where he didn't reach this chart position when he initially dropped it because of TikTok. My daughter knows the lyrics of Sure Thing.
Hey.
And I'm like, how?
But the point I was making was, okay, just to clarify more, is in terms of level of importance, I don't think it's the integrity. I think it's purely money. Because if this becomes a thing and we have all these songs doing loads of numbers and we're not able to be involved in the collecting of the monetary rewards, we have an issue. I think in terms of importance, I don't think integrity is how I think they're looking raw. So these people are flipping our songs, re-release them on streaming services, going and getting, like I said, a Michael Jackson version of Ignition or all these Rihanna different flips, and it's not us posting them. It's not via our infrastructure. Who's getting paid for this? Let's put a halt to early doors before it becomes a thing, and that train starts moving, and we can't be involved in the money process. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
I don't look at it as like, oh, it's an integrity thing.
It's an integrity thing from the artist perspective and the people that value music. I know that there's a lot of bots that are going to capitalize off this, just like how they're capitalizing off tickets, crepes, and all the rest of it. It's just the society, the culture, the generation that we're in. Unfortunately, this is why a lot of these labels are panicking, because like this is an easy way to get shortchanged, because like I can create my own Drake, because right now like I've fallen in love with the artist itself. Anything that he does, I'm on it. If I can hear his voice in something that I would think that he would say and it sounds wavy, I'm copying it. People ain't going to be looking at things like in a way where like, it's not the real person anymore, because people are taking in whatever is being fed to them.
Bro, consumers are going to care to the level we might want them to, because you even talked about the bots and stuff. I see people, it's a May is a busy month in terms of concert going, and we're getting into that festival season. Everything's going up. People are now picking and choosing, going, you know what? I don't like that artist that much. I can listen to them in my house. And if you can now curate a new vibe, a new feeling with Drake inspired or The Weeknd, Future, whoever, and I don't go to leave my house and it's just streaming, I don't care who's actually singing these songs or how you're coming about it. Let's just get these vibes, and then I'll pick and choose when I decide to step out my house. Because I saw people complain about the scissor tickets, and they're like, yeah, this is a lot. We're getting flogged, innit? So now you're having to really pick and choose what's worth you stepping out your house for.
Do you know why as well, with this whole scissor situation, I think a lot of people haven't grasped the impact that SOS has done stateside.
Yeah, no, she's...
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's absolutely slaughtering the charts.
Do you know what? That was so funny.
Like, she's...
Because I said it and I really mean it.
She is killing it, bro. Breaking records and all the rest of it, which people were privy to in the first week, the second week, but they didn't realize that she was still outselling everyone 8 weeks later.
And you know it as well, correct me if I'm wrong, I saw her years ago. Bryson Tiller had a show. IMDb opened up. She performed after IMDb, and then Bryson was on stage. I think she's done a wireless in the UK. Correct me if I'm wrong, has she had her own solo show in the UK?
She hasn't.
So I think that's what it is as well. So we don't have that relationship of like, oh, I saw you at the Islington O2, I saw you at Brixton, where like the growth thing makes sense.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like, for a lot of people, I think the rationale is wrong.
No, absolutely.
So we just start with you at the O2.
Just bow like
so
that.
that's why coupled with them maybe not realizing how well the album's done across the water, it's like, oh, You've not got a touring relationship with us here just yet. We ain't got much media. We ain't seen you outside over here. And we're going bang O2. I think that's what it is more than anything.
Yeah. And because for some people, regardless of how successful SOS was or is, yeah, there was still a lot of people that were like,
I'm not too sure about that.
in a way that I never saw with Control. When she first dropped Control, I saw nothing but positive reviews.
Yeah, but this album's a bit more like self-deprecation music as well. So it's like, and the times are changing. You move so fast with music, social media, and once like you're viewed a certain way.
There's a lot of music on the album, and there's a lot of different kind of styles that she channels.
A lot going on in the album.
And obviously, there wasn't TikTok then when she first dropped her album. There's TikTok now.
Yeah.
And some of her songs are really popping on there. Not to say that the music isn't amazing to do well without TikTok. I'm just saying that this is where we are right now.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
You know what I mean? Like, so all of these things like help. And the fact that she's been just dropping Lucy's that have just gone, right? To the point where they're like, you know what? When is SZA's album dropping, bro? That was a regular.
Not they, us, bro. It was
like
we
were talking about SZA so much on his album.
Yeah, because like she kept killing,
podcast,
and it was like, bro, we're not understanding why her label's holding back.
But the thing is, I want artists to come out because all that noise you was making before the album come back out and say, you know what, they were right, I was wrong. It could just been marketing, by the way, because we like a disgruntled artist story and we get behind them. Free SZA, release the album, but all that talk, what it looks like is if I'm TD, if I'm the label, we got it right. Us taking this time, we got it right because you knocked it out of the park, and now you can come to London, England.
Yeah,
and your actual starting of your proper touring experience in the UK is that you are doing the O2.
And she's just added 2 more dates, which makes 4 dates. So they're really going for it.
Do you think all these like added dates, like they were done they had them booked before, surely?
Yeah. Maybe even provisionally. I feel like they would have.
I want to say yes, but at the same time, their team has to also consider all aspects. So like we just discussed that, like she didn't do the circuit in London.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, all right, let's test the waters. Let's just drop 2. Let's bank on the success. And they're looking at data now. We've got like, we rely on data.
Yeah.
These companies rely on data.
Very heavily.
They're looking at like how many streams she does per month within this region. And it's like, all right, cool. We're just going to drop two dates and see what that's going to do. And then within a week or so, they kind of get a metric or a scope of like what's next to come within week 3, week 4. Yeah, so now like let's
even days even.
Yeah. Even
the
days.
Day the tickets drop, they'll get a certain amount of, okay, we had
X
a million people traffic to the site. Yeah. So clearly, the only person who I genuinely believe, they already had the dates lined up was Beyonce. All that, high demands, bro. She had the whole week booked out.
But she's in a different universe.
Yeah, of course, she knew in it. So
she's in a different universe. She knows that she can do it without an album to promote. But once I do have an album to promote where it's left for Beyonce, and it's got all the girls, the gays, like they're all for it.
Not the girls and the gays.
We're there.
Fam, like they're like, you know, they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so she knows that like there's only like a few artists that can do something like that. I don't even think like Chris Brown initially intended to do 5-6 dates at O2.
He just benefited from the fact he's not been there for so long.
He knew that he can do the O2
with cocaine. Yes.
I mean, at least one night without coke. At least one night.
I think he knew that he can do at least 2 dates, but to get to 6,
is a lot.
It's a lot.
And you know, everyone's maxing out. They're seeing other artists doing a madness with their touring, and we've spoken so much about like how little artists actually get paid for their music itself.
Yeah,
the money's in touring, so why don't strike?
Maximize,
artists be guided though. Because
people, we're gonna have someone. You remember that time when the Rio Oro was like, if 10,000 people retweet
embarrassing.
This, there will be that artist that will go and book the O2.
Yeah,
and then
they have to shout at the top.
Yeah,
They have to shut up the top and just do the 10K, which is good.
I said that. Nice try.
Getting 10K people out is amazing.
It's we're so that's brazy.
That is a madness.
If 10,000 people came to see us for the podcast,
amen.
Shitting bricks.
To Bentleys.
I said bricks. That's insane. It's just it is. But and that's also why I am scared for someone. So like, I'm happy for the way she is, and I hope the trajectory just keeps going and keeps going. But if you're starting properly or touring in UK at the O2, where do you go in it?
Yeah.
But then she just won't do anything for X amount of years.
And then
we'll be back there.
So this AI track, on Spotify was streamed 629,000 times before it was pulled at Spotify's lowest royalty rate of 3 cents per stream. That means it earned £1,500.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That doesn't even cover studio time.
I think it's just like
principle.
They're saying a double-edged sword. One intellectual property lawyer told the BBC that the law around copyright and AI was not straightforward.
Yeah.
So there's going to be like a lot of deciding factors where I think in the end, ultimately, the labels will win, just like how they did with Napster.
Oh, yeah. But I also feel as much as we're going up for the artist and this isn't right for them, I feel like from an artist perspective, if you knew you could get away with it, why am I going to spend so much time in the studio laying all these tracks and doing all this stuff if I can just fling a little AI on there and I'm still getting paid the same amount? Like, yes, it's not a lot, but if I can get paid not a lot and do nothing instead of something, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Listen, once the technology gets good enough, it's like how we get bamboozled with certain artists that actually can't perform live because their studio version of their tracks are amazing from like auto-tune point of view. Of course, it got heightened when we had T-Pain, but once I've realised later in life, auto-tune's always been there. If you listen to some of the early days of like your X Factor, your Pop Idol, I didn't know at the time, but when you listen now, you can actually hear that, you can hear the tune in it. It's just
you didn't know Show was using
okay,
no, I genuinely didn't know.
Believe? Bro, that was auto-tune at its finest.
Yeah, even I heard
it's just a device, isn't it? So once to what your point, I think that's the best point, is like now I won't have to go studio as much, or
none at all, even.
Yeah, none at all, innit? So for the people that the established artists already got like back catalogue history, 10, 15 years in the game, also touring history, they'll be fine, and there's people that have a vested interest in them, so they'll protect them, in my opinion, innit? But the new up and coming artists, they need to be very aware because technology moves so fast as well. Because all the labels are doing is just going, it's a problem now, but the minute we can be involved in the making money of it or control it to a degree, like they did with streaming basically, and got in bed with the streaming services early and set their own rules and said, like they can now say what is a play or how many plays it equals a sale. When before it was one physical was a sale. Now they're moving the goalposts, isn't it?
I think it's just one of those ones where like if they can't tackle it, they're gonna find a way to get a piece of it.
Get paid, yeah.
So I think they're just gonna. I think a lot of artists are gonna, especially the marquee artists, are gonna storm into the building and be like, "Fix this."
What's a marquee artist?
Someone like a Drake.
Okay. Like the big dogs.
Like where they
that can rewrite the rules.
Yeah, people that are walk into the building, unlimited budget, go and do what you're doing.
Yeah. Jay-Z, I'm just gonna sell my album directly to his service.
Yeah.
LP.
The album.
Album. She got me back, man. When she was
album.
Your childhood trauma will manifest in your adult.
Whoa.
Too much?
Adam Air.
Screw.
I like that, I like when Vans is proper passionate about something because he wants to direct the conversation. It's like, we're going to talk about this. Yeah. We're going to dissect it properly.
More music news.
Fuck.
Definitely hanging around with you too much.
Usher has announced 2 shows in Paris.
Did Usher check in with you in Paris? Because obviously, like when you go,
he was in Vegas.
We got to check in. Like,
yeah, he was in Vegas.
Who do I call when I go Paris, man?
One of the French rappers.
Go away.
Heathens.
French. I shouldn't even consider the fact that Paris is on fire. Like you couldn't even reduce the price of the ticket small.
But if anyone being peace to the streets, it's Usher. With his skates.
Thank you.
It's in September. He's got a small short-term residency in Paris. Obviously, depending on how well it does, I'm assuming.
I thought he just released 2 dates. Was it more than that?
There's 4 dates.
Contingency. Once the demand's there, we got all those clicks on the website.
4 dates. It's at intimate type of venue in Paris, which I'm assuming fits the whole aesthetic of the type of show that he wants to do.
Yeah.
Which is similar to Vegas.
I just reset anyway, so it should be Thank you.
I think the capacity over there is around 6K.
Okay.
What, for the venue that Usher's about to do, yeah?
That he's about to do. So it's 4 dates that he's announcing, which I assume is going to be quite similar to the Vegas show that he's been doing, that everyone's been ranting and raving about. One of the hottest tickets in town. And in a way, like, it's maintaining a lot of relevancy.
Yeah. So from what I saw, the tickets are around €400.
Okay.
You can get £100 ones though.
Do you know what? Now that you've said that their venue's only 6K, okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We put the mark up, just listen.
No, but if it's, because I didn't know the venue was that small for him, because if you think about the O2, for example, or Wembley, and you know that £400 tickets versus £100 tickets, you're going to be
in the sky. Yeah.
But that I would do.
You could be quite close.
Yeah, that I would.
And like he comes up like in the Vegas shows that I've seen, he goes up to like the crowd and stuff.
You see, he gave the mic to 21 Savage.
21 Savage, yeah.
And it was
21. Can you do something for me?
Do you know what? I'm reconsidering it now with those prices, because I thought 400 and then
Eurostar.
You
ain't got spending the money. Van's got a corporate card. We're going, man.
It's true.
Paris.
Chill.
Yeah.
Friends and family discount, bro.
Omelette du fromage.
Come on, man. Forget boys in the building.
Do you know what? It's gonna be lit, man. And like, obviously, it poses the question, like, why can't you do over here?
I said to Vans, I feel like he's just dick teasing us a little bit. Like,
what?
Yeah, it's around the corner.
Us, we,
yeah, we.
I'm being dick teased.
The UK. You need to grow.
Do I get a say in this teasing?
Grow the hell up. It's round the corner.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can organise something in Paris, then
I don't understand that he launched the skate venue here. Like that's
what I'm saying.
You were here.
I feel like he's.
I don't think that's the problem though.
Maybe
he can do venues in the UK, no doubt.
So what's the issue then?
The type of venue.
So
it's the O2.
No,
but where?
Or if he's trying to keep the same theme of the show.
If he wants to keep the same theme of the show, the O2 is not going to work.
But maybe I'm just reading it wrong. But we're talking about upper echelon artists, bro. You can build the stage, bro. You're of that level. We can figure this out, man.
I think.
Can we not do certain, like certain venues? They usually watch the stage like this. Some venues they put the stage in the middle, so you're everyone around the whole
acoustics as well. I don't think it's just about.
It's about acoustics. Yeah. This is literally what it is.
I forgot tech, bro. I forgot.
I said the word acoustics.
Tech bros and sisters. Bristol.
It's just like understanding how it would sound in
I'm with you.
a large space when this is not the type of show that we're intending to do. So we're looking at like, let's say,
Jazz Cafe.
Too small,
bro. They're gonna charge you 1,500, and you got to give a kidney on entry. And
that is a sauna for room 187. Yeah. Imagine what it would be like for an usher.
Okay, what's you said the venue in Paris is 6K. What type of venue is it as well? Is it? Do you know? If you don't, I'm just asking.
What's Hammersmith?
Hammersmith is
just under 4. What's Hammersmith Apollo?
Hammersmith Apollo, I think, is 2.5.
Oh, seriously? Really? Is that it?
Brixton was 5.
What happened? Oh,
yeah. What happened to Brixton? Jesus.
Yeah, that's for the foreseeable. The only other what I'm think what I would think he could do would be the Royal Albert Hall. But that is a little bit like on a higher spectrum of what he's doing currently. But I don't know, man. It could be a possibility. That would be perfect for, like, personally speaking.
I'd pay it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Whether he thinks that he can do it, then he will do it. And I know that he knows that he can come to London and do a show.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him do the O2 without an album out.
Yeah, man. I never. That's why I was so shocked. It was never a question of like, can he? I was like, why aren't you? Like, we're right here. Like, if you're going to Paris, you're next door, bro.
Right?
I think it's more of a logistics thing more than anything.
You might be right.
Mashallah.
So, there we go. Yeah, I want to see it happen, don't it? Because there's some people you want to see.
Yeah.
But Cleo Soul's doing Royal Albert Hall. If anyone's going to that.
Yeah, we're going to be outside. So,
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, May is a busy month for shows. Ari Lennox is in the UK. We've got Cleo Soul. Obviously, we've got Beyonce. You've then got the start of festival season. So City Splash.
I'm also seeing Destin Conrad next month.
Sick.
Nice.
What date is that?
The day before Beyonce.
Okay, cool. Sunday, is that Sunday? I think Beyonce's first date is a Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday.
Cool. You got a busy weekend that weekend because my man's getting married and then.
Oh shit, man.
You forgot.
Oh shit.
You got to dust off the suit.
Oh, man.
Man, forgot. You know.
I got to update my
Your
calendar.
diary.
No,
Genuinely.
no. It's only reason I remember is because I've been using. You have to use your calendar.
I've been
bro.
trying to use my
Use
calendar
your
a lot
on your
more.
phone or write in a physical diary. But use the calendar on your
Still,
phone.
I can be better.
You know, bro. You'll forget, bro.
Yeah.
That's notorious for double booking yourself, and then don't be upset when people asking him why you're late. This time he's had six things to go to in one night.
Speak on it, King.
Yeah, don't spread yourself too thin, bro. Just prioritize, and then. But we're going to be outside in May, so and
So outside.
it's London's.
I paid for Destin, so I got to go.
When the weather's nicer, innit? So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of bank holidays in May as well.
I think there's only one full working week in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's it.
Yeah, so
Shout outs to May.
yeah, come on, man, May, you coming through, baby? Look at you.
I need to hold out
Energy.
my.
Wow.
Shout outs to May, man.
What's the star sign for the May babies? You know?
Taurus and them dons.
Awful.
Oh, okay.
Nah, do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, "Rah, do I know like?" And I was like, "I know some pretty special people that I love dearly that were born in May." Shout outs to them.
Yeah, one of my sisters born in May, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't even give
Why did you wait? Why did you wait until the slander was?
I wanted to see how much slander you was going to give it, and I could just kill
hold
the
on.
conversation.
But I mean, like, you know, your sibling can be bad vibes.
No, to be fair, they're lovely, man. I love them to bits, man. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, you can love them, but still admit that.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, they've never been bad vibes. Innit? My sister's never been bad vibes to me.
Maybe you are the problem.
Maybe you're the bad vibes one.
I was the first one. I was the test baby.
Oh, right.
When you're the first kid in that, they make all the mistakes with you and that.
Do you think you're the bad vibe sibling?
Maybe. Sometimes I could be.
You know, see Vans lately, he's not being competitive, nothing. Whatever you think I am, I'm that.
Like,
Yeah.
Basically,
I'm the problem. It's always me.
No, he said, I don't care. Whatever you think I am, I'm that.
Going through an interesting stage
in your life, innit?
In my life.
Not giving a
Carefree.
heck. It's good.
I mean, I do care what my siblings think, actually.
Okay, it's siblings specifically. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I know my youngest brother thinks I'm bad vibes because I'm always stopping whatever stupidness he's doing.
Let him cook, man.
Nah, whatever everyone else lets him get away with, I cook him.
I saw him though, man was doing up Gucci, but I love it.
Gucci gang. I love that. What, the youngest one?
I think that he was flexing big drip.
Air Forces.
Why?
Like, fix yourself.
Wow.
He's of that age though, so it's like
He is, yeah.
I'm gonna wear the suit, but let me wear my clean Air Forces with the Gucci belt, and I respect it.
I was wondering why.
That's heritage, bro.
'Cause he went
show the Gucci belt. It's
He went
heritage.
with my mum before me, innit? And like, I was wondering why he asked me. He texted me. He was like, "Oh, can you bring my Air Forces?" And I was like, "Why?"
You're like, what?
I mean, I bought it anyway, but you know,
So you're not that bad vibes, innit? You know, you honor the request, innit?
I'm bad vibes when he fucks up.
Oh, it's necessary. But both of you are exceptional vibes.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
You're being very nice.
So are you,
man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, right.
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
No,
You're not going to tell me I'm good
I
vibes?
echo his sentiments.
Oh, right.
No, I said you're both good vibes. Van said, yeah, you are. And you gave me heart hands. I don't give a fuck about that.
You don't give a fuck about love.
Validate me. Tell me I'm good vibes.
You are amazing vibes. Like Chrissy's that babe,
you.
you know. She come to the dance, she's like, you didn't tell me I look nice.
Yeah. Because
I was like,
let's not play this game.
hi.
Yeah, hello, hi, blah,
Nah,
blah,
but like, I don't know if it's the same for you guys.
Yeah.
But like, let's say it's someone that you're seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
If they never compliment you, yeah, they hate
They
you.
want you. They actually want you dead.
That's different, though, isn't it?
No, but like, I think that sometimes women act like they don't really need to say it to men.
Oh, to compliment. Oh, you're back on the men train. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, man. Come on. What did you think? What did you think, bro?
I didn't know what's going on here, bro. I was just double checking what side of the land you're standing on. Innit?
Nah,
yeah,
man.
Okay, cool.
Man, them in this one, like, rah, like, say something.
But we're not. Do you know the problem? A lot of this stuff is not to go on a crazy tangent. Is we don't speak up enough. So we act too cool for school as if like being told we look nice isn't a thing. We don't like it, innit? Whereas they would see how she would like, even as a friend was like, yo,
There's a way of saying it though.
like, of course, but that's where we're bad vibes because
Yeah.
even as a friend, she's like, right, you do not see me here in all my glory.
Yeah.
Salute me.
Like, you don't see me.
Yeah. Let alone someone you're linked with romantically, a woman will make, and she'll make it clear she's letting you know now. And then if you don't want to gas her up, the guy that gas her up outside, now she's outside. Whereas us over here, we'll just be toiling away, not feeling great.
Never complimented me at the day in your life, and you're getting mad that I'm posting it on the socials.
Okay, this sounds like a very specific problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Women get mad when you like don't send them like a clip of your trim, like, or like a picture
Because
of
what
the
have
trim.
you been doing?
No, but you know
got
what?
your haircut
no,
7 minutes ago.
No, but you know where we are
I
bad.
walked out the shop.
And
I'm
so
going
why?
home.
But I hear it. Man, get a trim and take the long way home. The scenic route.
Tarts.
Start taking in all the views of the city.
No,
I've
but
got to go to the
sometimes
shop.
like you got stuff to do. Like
Yeah.
the other day, I got a trim. I put on the do-rag and left the barbershop and I went about my business. I went to do what I needed to do because I was running on a scheduled time. I had the train to catch.
Okay. I hear it. I'm with you, man. Whatever you're on, I'm on.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, not every day, like, pics immediately of the trim.
Anyway, I'm a big compliment, babe. I've said this before. Oh,
Barber hasn't even
Bob's even
done the
I
dusting me
need
off properly.
live action in the chair. I need
like
to
hair still on the forehead and that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, organic, raw.
We're just as bad
unfiltered.
though. Like when they don't send us pics immediately, we're like, raw, what? Yeah, getting ready.
What, the outfit and that? You couldn't send me a pic of the outfit?
But you know, it is all this shows you all like love. We like being validated. And we need it, man.
Gas me up.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, that's one thing I've become way more comfortable in, like, you know,
Use your words. Go on.
like expressing and accepting that, like, makes me happy and it's something that I want
And not
I
shying
need.
away from it.
Yeah, not shying away from it at all. Like, even with like my friend, like, I'll see Fols and be like, you can't tell me I look nice again. Like,
Fair.
My problem sometimes I'm on too much on like tough love sometimes.
nah, but even from like, just like you said, even if it's someone that you're seeing,
Nah, that's hate.
I see 15s running
Tough love is hate.
to your babes, you know.
No, do you know what it is? I've been pulled up a couple of times, but like a few of my female friends here, where it's like one was like my text etiquette. Like I'd kind of bro them off in text, like there's too much like spud emoji or like
Or ends in
or these
love.
ones. One time I pulled me up, it's like, right, like what go on?
Even all right, love, and then hanging up the phone. I'll call Fols back.
No,
I'm
but
even
you know,
calling you back.
love.
You hang up the phone.
No,
I'm
but you
calling
know
you
it is.
back.
I am
what
shit
do you
because-
want? Buy? Like, I don't understand. Do you want buy instead of love?
Yeah,
But you know, there is a different way how you. I do subscribe to dealing with women differently to how you do with men sometimes. innit? Not all the time. Sometimes it's equal smoke for everybody, but there is a slightly softer approach with ladies. That's just
Yeah.
my
feel you, I
politics,
feel
innit?
you.
So when I
Fols
got
knows not to give me a blue love heart. You sick.
yeah. But the problem also is
That's
the theme of the
Fols' bag.
Yeah, the theme of the pod is obviously it's blue in it. So the logo of Off the Cuff is blue. Blue is one of my favorite colours. So I just give out the blue
So
love
it's
heart.
extra
innit?
special, is that
Yeah,
right?
like it means a lot.
Do you
innit?
know
So I just give
what?
out the blue in
With
it.
context,
It
now,
means a lot to
yeah,
him.
that's fine.
But I do hear
understand
Red
that.
Heart has a sentimental value in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I think everyone needs
Give
like
me a green heart.
Green.
green.
Give me a green
nah.
heart.
Green, like that's a co-worker. If that. I feel like everyone. Everyone needs love.
We do.
This is why the girls liked Control, Scissor, that rhythm where she was like, tell me that my booty's bigger, getting bigger, even if it ain't.
But if you didn't know that as a man, then you ain't been outside.
I'm not saying that. No, it's not getting bigger.
You know what? You are in a very, very specific place in your life right now.
You are the problem.
Because I wanted up to double date, but I don't know if you're ready yet.
Like,
I don't know if you're ready yet.
You're the problem. She said no.
I've had enough of you saying, "Oh yeah, when the next motive? Can we go out to dinner with our wives and that?" Bro? What the fuck is going on, bro? When are we gonna go out to dinner with our wives?
Wow,
bro?
I'm getting cooked.
No, you're not getting cooked. You're not getting cooked.
Do you know what? If it's getting bigger, it's getting bigger. Yeah, I'm with that.
But if it's
I'm
not, you're not gonna lie.
I mean,
bro, there's a certain element of lying that you need to keep your relationship.
I don't want the
happy
babes.
and
I
alive.
don't want my babes to lie to me. Tell me the truth.
Okay. So if the hairline was receding, you want her to be like, yo,
Yeah.
babe, your corners, wing backs,
Yeah,
offside.
I mean,
Don't
don't say it like that.
Okay.
nah, don't say it like that.
It's about how
That's-
you communicate.
Yeah, that's kind of mad.
Yeah.
How can you say it like that? Wingbacks,
But what if she hasn't got
football references. Don't use what I taught you against me.
But what
Okay,
if she hasn't got tact like that?
huh?
What if she hasn't got tact?
I wouldn't be with someone that doesn't have tact.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, fair.
That's fair.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I
Not
hate
me
you.
and my parents with no tact.
Okay.
Huh?
Spud and the dad.
Yeah.
Hello, uncle.
What's up, chop knuckle?
Nah, I hear it.
That's hilarious.
I hear it.
You can't lie to your babes though. Like you can be tactful.
I think this is where you're capping a little bit though.
No, I
you
think
don't want us to lie to you a little.
No. I think sugarcoating's maybe the better term, where like you add a bit of you're not necessarily lying. You're just
Economical with the truth.
like
You sound
tag
like
teaming on the
a
gas.
Nigerian man to the core. It's economical with the truth.
Yeah, rationally the truth.
You're just tag teaming on the gas.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
there's
running
way
out a
around
bit of
it.
gas over there. Let me just add some.
Or just
Yeah, add some
direct
more.
them to something that like it's one thing saying that's a very shit outfit. Or like
Yeah.
babes,
Like,
I
did you
really like the
did
way
you never
that-
have to like climb over a wall once and like someone gave you the boost?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that.
Okay. I like where you're going with this. I like
Yeah,
it.
man. Like, lift me up.
Yeah.
Like, uplift.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, you make a valid point.
But
Yeah.
don't lie to me. That made me really sad.
Okay. Maybe I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and go for a new approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's never too late to make a change.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But can we have this King Von conversation now? Before we go, I'm itching.
I'm going to the toilet.
Don't
about that. Yeah.
Don't try and
You
leave.
just scared the hose with Chrissy.
Hey, that's a dynamic duo. Me and Chrissy together scaring the hose. Oh my god.
Bruv.
Close like Starsky and Hutch outside. Me and Chrissy scaring the hose.
I'd rather have the Frank Ocean conversation.
Yeah, when you come back in it, I'll make this short and snappy.
Cool.
Do you know what? Take it away, Fola.
That's you being super serious right there. Jesus Christ. You was gonna say I know. What did you know?
Who King Von is.
Okay, you know who King Von is.
That's honestly like
That's it.
the
That's,
end.
that's
Yeah.
what you get. You're gonna have to pass Chrissy, sorry, bro, because I just did this.
Oh, Lamborghini doors.
Wow.
Hey, chill out, man. No, I only bring up this conversation just because. So for our listeners, you might be aware, you might not be aware of a guy called Trap Law Ross, and he released like a documentary. It's over like 2.5 hours long.
Okay.
Titled King Von, hip hop's first serial killer.
Oh.
So if you're in the know, King Von died when they had that whole incident with Quando Rondo's people. There's had something happen outside. Someone slapped someone, altercation happened, someone shot, melee happened, he gets killed in the process, innit?
Okay.
But he's from Chicago.
Whose boyfriend was he?
Or Asian doll.
King Von.
King Don was Asian doll.
I know this.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
So
Yes,
that's
thank
your
you.
entry
Okay,
point.
whew.
Love and hip hop. That's your entry point.
I didn't watch that, but,
No, but-
I know what. Right. Yeah.
So I'm over here doing hip hop. You're doing the love.
Yeah,
There we go. Cool.
Synergy.
So yeah, he was being deemed hip hop's first serial killer, innit? And it just reason why I wanted to talk about it was just the kind of blowback and the conversation after documentary. Now I've seen some stuff prior because I've been down that kind of rabbit hole of like Chicago drill, the culture, the violence and stuff on YouTube.
Doesn't sound like you.
I mean, I like different things. Louis Theroux some days drill.
Go on.
Is this in poor taste obviously you haven't seen the documentary, but if you see it as a title, God forbid, by the way, this is your loved one, and you may be oblivious to what they're doing outside, or you may be aware and not want to acknowledge it. Is this in poor taste if your loved one's no longer here, and this is how someone who has a large influence is making sure they're remembered, or can like put a different viewpoint on how we look at this person?
I think it's a tough one, and I don't know what side of the fence I sit on. And I know
okay, I'll give you some more context. Allegedly attached to 10 plus bodies.
Let me land.
Okay, I just wanted to give you some facts.
Thank you so much. The reason I say that is because at the end of the day, he did that shit.
Yeah.
He did it. Whether he did it, that is a fact. There are going to be, let's say it's 10 bodies, there are going to be 10 families who, like, regardless of the fact that this person is no longer alive, they've still been impacted by this.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely important and the right thing to do to give those people, considering they want it, the space to, I suppose, shed light on who this person really is. Because I can imagine how difficult it must be to see the person who has taken your loved one away from you being, like, now that they're gone, being celebrated as this hero and we can't believe he's gone, blah, blah,
just
blah,
because
blah,
they had some music we liked.
Just because they put a couple of tracks. But at the same time, I think it is in very poor taste to speak ill of the dead. But at the same time, it then does, like, how long is he, when did he pass? How long has he been gone?
I think it was last year, maybe the year before. Time moves so quickly. I could be wrong, but how many? What does the minute say on there, Vans?
Can we trust him though?
Yeah, just no. Hit his record button to stop, and hit again to start again. It should be to the right hand side. Can you see it? There we go. Wait for that sound.
Yeah.
Hit again.
And again.
Fantastic. There we go.
Woo! Good job.
Tech bros in the building.
Yeah. Black men in tech.
I thought we'd be quick with this conversation, but you're back for some of the King Von stuff. I know we'll get to Frank Ocean, but Chrissy was saying, just as you were gone, just about the impact of the families, if I hear you correctly, Chris. And yes, they're going to feel away, but you was about to say about feeling, like not talking ill of the dead.
But yeah, so for me, the reason I asked how long ago he passed is because if you've now gone out of your way to create this just because he's dead, I don't agree with that. But then it's just swings and roundabouts, because I can then just go back to the fact that the families that have been affected by this, whether this man is dead or not, this is still their reality. So honestly, I don't know. I think it's murky waters.
You know, it is. Obviously, some of this you won't have extra context and information, so I'll give you that. But I'll say, as a rebuttal to that, this style of documentary on YouTube, maybe not to this extent in terms of how long the doc is, it has been out there. So early days of academics, he would do the whole war in Chirac, and he was one that's labeling some of these kids as savages. And there's all these, like, you know, you have the drill pages, they have those on YouTube for that American content. So even prior to this Trap Lord Ross documentary, I remember watching
Trap Lord who?
Trap Lord Ross, some white guy from the UK who did a documentary on this, on King Von and this whole him being a serial killer. I remember watching something where FBG Duck's mum, who died recently, was talking about, just hear me out, was talking about the whole, for the people that know what I'm talking about, the whole murder of K.I., some girl in Chicago that allegedly King Von killed, and she was like tomboyish, like it being weird that he was attracted to her, talking about that because obviously her son died, and she's been a whole, like, trying to bring the peace, but she was being interviewed. So prior to this documentary, there's been content on YouTube, obviously not to this level and this amount of views, because it's on like 3 million plus views. This type of stuff is already on there. So you were saying about, he's died, even when he was alive.
Yeah.
Also, this person was on Twitter, literally live, talking about what they've done, or like, there's going to be a party over here, I would advise you guys not to go. Or like, it was clout chasing before clout chasing, but like gang banging on the internet as well, alongside all the other stuff. So in my opinion, I know that's a cliche thing to say, don't speak ill of the dead. There's bare dead people that we can speak ill of. There's bare.
Yes, I agree.
So like, you know, yes, that person's family might feel away, but there's all these other families.
Yeah. And
even with taking someone, even like this whole like YSL thing going on, as much as yes, free Slime, free Thugger, we love all the music and that. In Atlanta, there's civilians going through it. The community is going through it because these guys are having this gang war, and at the core of it, it's started over women. At the core. It's not a real issue. Like
men and their weakness.
So like, I don't know, as much as we love the music, maybe it's experience, more of a mature head. Yes, I love all this stuff, but maybe we need to look at us as a community. Why do we love it? Because it's so real. And I'm not saying some people might not be part of the us, but I won't be. I'll be act like I'm not in it as well. When it's the realest thing, we're just drawn towards it a bit more. Mm-hmm. And even looking at the angle of how does his family feel? I feel like even part of how people responded to him dying was because of popularity. So if you know the story of how he got killed, he went and approached someone and slapped them, and the whole melee happened, the fight happened, and shots get let off. He didn't have to do that.
Oh, so he wasn't the guy that died in the like pancake house with his babe?
Oh, that was PNB Rock.
PNB Rock.
He was at Roscoe's, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, no.
And even that was sad because that was just a robbery. He didn't need to kill him, like, just take the jewelry, innit? But the whole King Von thing and Quanda Ronda's people, Little Tim, all that people, that didn't have to happen. If it was the other way around, people wouldn't be rating my Little Tim and Quanda Ronda's people. It would be different. It's because like, you approach someone, you went and did something you have to do, and then they responded away. And also, if the stories around you are true, we know you to be this gangbanger, this person that lets your gun fly. I'm not playing with you if you come with me in physicality, because I know where you can go with it. Let me just neutralize you straight away. I'm dealing with you how you meant to be dealt with. Because some of the baddest people across history, they always go out that way.
Yeah.
The biggest gangsters, the people that really bust their gun, when there's a time to go, they get dealt with the most violence. Why? Because I know where you can go with it, so I'm not going to play with you. I'm literally, it's going to sound weird, it's actually the most respectful thing to do.
I'm dealing with
you how you're meant to be dealt with.
Die by the sword.
And it was on video.
Oh, what, the King Von one? Yeah. He's in like a parking lot and that after nightclub. It didn't have to. He was sat in the in like a Sprinter van and came out when he saw my man, but he went and approached him. You know, so it's sad across the board, but I just didn't like some of the comics. I've seen like Van Lathan with academics and like having this conversation about, you know, this guy talking on our community. Maybe if we deal with some of these problems beforehand, they shouldn't get to this place. And maybe another conspiracy theory, if Donnie was tweeting all these things, why didn't they catch this guy earlier? Why did the police not grab him? Do they want us to kill each other? That's a conspiracy theory.
Well,
you know,
I mean, you know, to another person's perspective, this is a guy that wreaked havoc in his community.
Yeah.
Multiple bodies, bragging about it on social media and his songs and all the rest of it. Okay. And now, you know, he's gone, and there's like, you know, obviously his mum is gonna, like, you know, try and paint him in the highest picture. I mean, she's that type of mum. There's certain mums that just keep quiet and just grieve quietly. People are gonna be like, yeah, buddy, you can, like, you know, paint this, like, this Donnie as angelic as you want in your eyes, but what it is, your son was a demon.
And they embrace it, you know, like, I'm on demon time, like, you know. It's sad as well because his dad passed away from gunfire.
I think...
So history kind of repeats itself.
I mean, I didn't see people celebrating him like that, maybe when he did pass. But I think, like, now when people who wasn't familiar with him researched him, you know, like, from the reaction of his death, and realized, why is this Don being celebrated?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Nah, bro. Like, and his mum the other day posted a picture of him when he was a kid, and people were cooking her.
Were they?
Yeah, bro. Like, people were like, yeah, you can paint, like, you can put all these pictures as you want, but the Donnie was a serial killer, or he was a demon.
Bro, you're linked to 10 plus bodies. Let's just call it what it is. You're a serial killer. Big Kellogg's. Yeah.
Fam. And you were talking about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't seem like you were losing sleep at all.
You're right. I completely agree with you now that context is very important, because in that case, you did that shit.
Also, I know I'm absolutely killing you because this is not what you came in for today, innit? So,
yeah.
And you obviously not going to, this is not your type of content and stuff, innit? But if you have enough time and go down there and actually do the research, of course, I know you won't, you would then look at it in it. I think you would look at it differently and be like, yeah,
just on what you said alone. I said initially that it's like, okay, if you did it, then you did that shit. But the families, blah blah blah. But with the context that you just given, no, light his ass up.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, oh yeah, man, like he put in work, blah blah. He put in work. Like I'm not co-signing that as putting in work.
Do you know what it is? We're probably a bit desensitized to it because we probably, but unless there's people in there maybe like an innocence, like maybe someone that's attached to something like a family member or just a working man. A lot of them will be like fellow gang members. So we're looking like, you know, they're all in the field together. It kind of comes with the territory, but it's still sad regardless.
Yeah.
Like FBG
absolutely,
getting killed in like broad daylight.
I know that if you live that type of lifestyle, it's kill or be killed, innit? And he, I guess, built a reputation for himself. Yeah. But that's not something that I subscribe to. So we can get off this, yeah? Do we need to, I know Chris is itching to get this, do we need to look more at the whole real rap thing where we're more attracted to things when we know they're real? Maybe not for you specifically, but just like as a community or like as a consumer listenership. No,
because I know part of his appeal was like, I remember him sitting on the Breakfast Club and one of the questions from Charlemagne was about like, oh, he's like, what the criminal history thing is like, yeah, I just basically came home from one body and 2 attempts. No one's kind of flinching in the room. It wasn't said like, oh my God, he said something mad. That's light, bro.
Yeah, like catch a body. Like it was one of those things that became like a cool term, like catching a body. Do you know what I mean? Like
don't do that.
You know, people were singing along to people trying to catch bodies and blah blah blah. Like, and I get it from a music standpoint, right? Yeah. But the realism of it all is that like he, you know, and it's funny because like this is what is celebrated because like rap was always seen as like a pure art form, something that was supposed to be true to form. You know what I'm saying? Like living your raps has always been a thing, and I think that a lot of people still hold on to that.
So maybe we need more fake rap.
I mean, there is, man. I think there is. I think like even if you're detailing stuff of things that you did 20 years ago and you managed to make it into music and make it sound good, Pusha T still talks about coke heavily in ways that it's still interesting to a lot of people. That's an art form. That's what I call a skill. Yeah.
Even though Jim Jones doesn't seem to rate it.
Yeah. But, you know, that's another conversation for another day. Yeah. But, yeah, man, like what I saw on the net when this thing came out was that, yeah, like we don't care for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been lovely, and I feel like the hoes are adequately scared, so we can move on to...
I sometimes scare the hoes, man.
Yeah, we're terrified.
Be afraid. Yeah. Be very afraid.
Scared.
But yeah, we started this wonderful podcast, episode 389, I believe.
Sure.
Playing Novocaine by Frank Ocean. Coachella, big festival. Was he a headliner?
He was a headliner, yeah.
And the streets aren't necessarily, they're not really happy with the performance.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that, like, you know, it's been 6 years since people saw him perform.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, the anticipation was heightened when he announced that there's an album coming this year.
Okay.
So it's like there's the potential that he may perform some of the new songs that he's got coming out whenever the album's supposed to come out in the summer or some shit.
Yeah.
So Frank Ocean's always been one of those artists that's kind of been a big deal from when he dropped. High, like critically acclaimed, to dropping an album winning like Grammys immediately. Do you know what I'm saying? Like upon like, you know, also coming out as well, which was a part of the rollout.
Feels like ages ago.
It all felt like ages ago, man. Like, you know, this was the time, and then all of a sudden, like all the heavyweights started to gravitate towards him immediately. Watch the Throne.
Yeah.
He wrote on Beyonce's 4 album, the Miss You song. And yeah, everyone was ranting and raving about his pen and blah blah blah, and you know he's done shows here as well.
I remember
he's done Lovebox, he done Brixton, he done XOYO a little bit early on.
His first show here was super intimate. Some people like £10-15.
Yeah,
like his first ever show. Those are memories that people hold dear.
Yeah. Frank Ocean has managed to put himself in a conversation of like being quite important. Like whatever he does, everything kind of like, you know, he shakes the room a little bit.
Scissor.
He also benefits from being elusive as well.
Yes, because like unlike Scissor was still dropping music and being in videos and doing features and, you know, what have you, like she was somewhere. Whereas Frank, like I know that he's had a difficult couple of years, obviously with the passing of his brother. Rest in peace. I know that like hit him hard and stuff. So like that probably pushed him further into a hole, which in a weird way, kind of enticed his fans a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he has those type of fans. Like, I'm a fan of Frank Ocean, but just not in a way where in how everyone else is. I'm pro Nostalgia Ultra. That is the one for me.
Yeah.
Channel Orange, not so much. I know that I may get killed for it, but hey, it's my opinion.
Man, put some defensive blockers in place straight away.
Not even dragged, just killed.
So there was a lot of criticism towards this, what do you call it? His performance at Coachella as the headliner. Number one, I think the first complaint was that he was super late.
You're a headliner, so you're obviously going to be closing out the show. We've been waiting around the whole day for you.
Super late to the point where they said that he only performed like 6 songs.
Yeah.
So I've got a tweet here from like the festival Owl. I don't know like if they like report on stuff and stuff.
I had the same things all gone.
It says, I've been speaking with sources about exactly what transpired and how things went so far downhill Sunday for Frank Ocean and Coachella. So here you go. The stage production was supposed to and did contain an ice rink that was constructed and ready to go. Frank decided at the last minute that he no longer wanted it at all. All of the people walking around him at the start of the performance were actually ice skaters, had been practicing for weeks and were supposed to be skating as a part of the production. Coachella had to deconstruct the approved stage that had been planned and signed off for months in advance and melt the entire ice rink and then set it up how Frank decided to today with no warning, which is what you ended up seeing and caused the hour-long delay. This all happened when doors had already opened for the Sunday and people were securing their spots to see him. If the last-minute changes weren't made, he wouldn't have performed at all, leaving the festival without a closing headliner. Frank also personally pulled the plug at the last second on a live stream, which left a very sour taste in many inside Coachella mouths. Ultimately, and I quote, "It just didn't seem like he wanted to be there, but was obligated to be. Everything, including him, fell apart last minute. Don't expect to see any coverage from the festival about the set. Something that is unprecedented in the history of Coachella. The relationship is not in a good place right now."
Why was it that bad?
Yeah. No, as soon as he performed, all I saw from people that are out there, I see them posting and then pages like that, just like a breakdown of saying how bad it was.
Yeah.
I've not seen any good reviews.
A friend of mine was out there and was like, that's probably the worst set that she's ever seen in her life.
Goodness.
Yeah. And what you said earlier, of course, will probably, for some people, you know, like people want to give the opposing view straight away, like, you know, this may have happened and that may happen. Obviously, his brother passing and things. I know we're in a different day and age. It's going to sound horrible. Cool. Same if Summer Walker with the whole anxiety and stuff, like people have paid, people are here to see you. At a certain point, you're going to have to figure these things out. I think she has got to that point now. And even when she got the lovely reception at Wireless and cried on stage, yes, we're caring about people's mental health and artists go through things, but you're an hour late. And if all these things are true, like staging, you also, aside from the fans, the people behind the scenes who help make this thing a great show, if you leave a sour taste in their mouth, all that's going to happen is the minute, God forbid, you fall off or not in the same space where you have people that want to come and see your Coachella. When you're now further down, they're going to be less inclined to want to help when it comes to
this is the Lauryn Hill gene.
You think so?
Absolutely. Coming on late.
Yeah.
You know,
Bad
not
vibes.
singing the songs. You're performing 6 songs from your set, right? And yeah, because you're late, you have to like
You got to rush.
You got to rush through it. And some of the songs he didn't even sing. He just let the music play and let the people sing it for him. And people love to go on about his vocal prowess. Me personally, I don't see it in a way that other people see it. And if you're going to do that, you're helping my argument.
I will say though, there was the Wireless years ago where I think Snoop Dogg performed. Frank performed at the same time. Immaculate.
The one where he was like the camera was on his feet.
No, he was in the tent. This was at the
Okay, nice.
Stratford.
Maybe
He
Very,
did.
I
was a
think.
Who,
Wireless.
Frank?
Frank Ocean, yeah.
I don't know.
There was a
Can't
Wireless
remember when I was there.
There was a Wireless in the UK
I know that he did
where
Lovebox.
he was on at the same time
Yeah, it was
as
Lovebox.
I know he did
at
Lovebox.
the same time as Snoop Dogg. I went to watch him and it was cold.
I know he
Might be
did
Lovebox
Lovebox.
I'm talking about, yeah.
And some people told me that like they enjoyed it, and there was some people that were like, "Nah, this is dog shit."
It was dog shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It was
What made it so
Dog
bad
shit.
quickly?
it was just so meh. And even like the one thing I remember is that you know when you got the big screens at the back,
Yes.
and usually you can see him. I just remember it being like the cameras were on the floor.
So this is what I was going to get to. Yeah. So there's a TikTok and someone like put out points. Number one, he was an hour and a half late, so we were all standing in the cold and waiting. Number two, he would have a really long, weird, and silent pause throughout his set, like 2 minutes of pure silence. Number three, he kept bringing on people, but not even participating in the song, just letting them sing or DJ. There was also a 6-minute rave in the middle of his concert. Number four, his whole stage setup was made so the audience couldn't see him. No matter how close we were, we couldn't see the stage, so everyone had to watch the screen the whole entire time. Number five, the screen itself would rarely even show him too. You'll see in the videos I will post later, it was like a weird film. Conclusion, people traveled such far distance to see him, and people had high expectations because he hasn't played in 6 years, and we all got really disappointed. The whole production was just lacking, and he was really not bringing much to the whole performance. I think he did like 6 songs in total of his original music. Anyhow, everyone in the crowd was shook, and a lot of people left early, including me.
You know what? He's talking about people messing up after long breaks or, you know, maybe overshooting themselves. This is how you're going to ruin your market value because, you know, people haven't seen you in a long time. Of course, it's festivals, so slightly different. It might be when you come and say you're doing your own shows, but I think this is going to make some people be like, I'm not going to rush to buy
Off
the
the back
tickets.
of that, there's nothing that would inspire me to go and see Frank Ocean live.
Yeah.
I think he will still be very successful when he drops the album. But as far as like his touring goes, he's going to have to redeem himself. But he does have a cult following.
Yeah.
Either way.
You don't want to ever get in that place where like you take that for granted or you've messed that up.
Me personally, I liked Channel Orange, but just not in a way where it's revered like that highly. I didn't really connect with Blonde. This album that's coming out now, bro, it better slap because I'm on your ass. Pause, not like that. Not in a Forrest Gump way.
Bro, chill
Forrest
out,
Gump.
bro. Chill out. Chill
You get
out.
the reference.
Chill out.
Life ain't
Chill
life
out,
ain't
chill
like
out.
a box of chocolates over here, nigga.
Chill out, man. Chill out.
Okay.
I said, why are you running? Why?
Why are you running?
Chill out, man. Chill out. Too close to the edge. Chill
But
out.
yeah,
Yeah. Listen, man, I saw the same feedback that everyone was giving, and boy, if I was there, I'd be just as upset as they were in it. So, you know, cost of living crisis, man. You're gonna mess things up. People are already picking and choosing what shows they're gonna spend money to go to. So you better be careful out there as artists, isn't it?
I only saw one clip of his set. Was when he was paying tribute to his brother, his late brother.
Yeah.
It was beautiful and all, but you know, people came to see you perform.
And that's the thing is there's going to be a line in the sand. I don't want what I said earlier to come across as insensitive, but I know what the mood is out there. Especially something like that. People travel, probably saved up money throughout the year to go. People were going to spend money if you do start touring and stuff. You're gonna need to be at a point where you need to be stage ready. Yep. So maybe it was that thing where the obligation was so big in regards to maybe how long ago he signed and the business side of Coachella that he couldn't get away with not performing.
Yeah.
But then the problem with that is then we get the lackluster performance. Maybe stay away till you're fully ready.
Yeah, I think he accepted it as well. Like, because in his speech, he was like, him and his brother used to go to Coachella a lot.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe that adds extra content. Yeah. Maybe that's why he struggles so much, and I don't want it to. But I just know us as a consumer.
He mentioned it in, like in Novocaine. I went to Coachella, went to see Jigga. She went to see, but like, yeah, I think he was basically saying that, like, that's what influenced his decision to do this in the first place.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna commit, bro,
commit.
It was a lot of excitement when it was found out that he was the headliner of this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, when I saw that, I was like, right, that would be lovely to be out there.
Yeah, no, look, I did see that Metro Boomin had an amazing set.
Okay.
He brought out everyone.
Or was there like do they have a live stream for his, or is there going to be footage?
There is a live stream for that. But yeah, man, it just looked lit, man. My boy was out there. He performing with the Gorillas. So yeah, it just seemed lit.
Oh, your boy was out there performing, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Sick. That's amazing. I know it's we're getting pressed for time. Show recommendations before we go. Gangs of Lagos.
I watched that. So good.
God.
Is it a movie or?
It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Really
the
good.
fight scenes in there. Gone are the days of the on Nollywood and that.
So what? It never had like no like cross reference with Gangs of London.
I don't think so. I did think that when I first saw like Gangs of Lagos, because I didn't even know it was coming. I just saw a few people in like the influencer space, podcast space here when they had the premiere. I saw them at it. I was like, oh, this thing, and then I went and looked.
It's literally
the Donny,
like gangs
yeah,
in Lagos. It's got nothing to do with the London
right?
one.
Because I saw like the Dons from Gangs of London kind of.
Oh, did they post? Oh, okay,
like they went to the
that's good.
to the premiere and like showed love and that.
Yeah,
like obviously like one of the main Dons in Gangs of London. He's Nigerian, so I guess in the acting world, you're gonna.
He was. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was there as well. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Really
I was like,
good. I had zero expectations. I'll be honest.
Did you think that helped it as well? Why you
so I was laying just like in bed. And I was like, oh, let me put this on.
Fling this on.
And I was half expecting it to watch me. I'm a sleepy babe. But I watched
no faith in your people, no.
I watched it to the end and I was pleasantly surprised. I'd 100% recommend.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I was like,
I'm gonna watch it again.
Nigerian cinema is on the rise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nollywood is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The same way Bollywood is its own entity outside of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Nollywood is a real thing. Those stars, millions and millions of followers on the gram. I forgot the main character on there.
George.
Yeah.
George Thompson.
His name George Thompson. The one that ends up being the main one. Basco.
Yeah.
There's a Donny that's in Power Book in there.
Fuck off. Chill out, man.
I need to just say that man's name.
We might mute your mic.
His name is not George Thompson, by the way.
You don't know my people.
His name is not George.
Georgie.
John Singleton.
John Singleton.
George Singleton.
Oh, right.
Of no relation, of course, to John Singleton.
Right.
Snowfall. I'm so annoyed we're not watching this at the same time. Because the season finale is upon us.
I keep hearing about it, man. It's in my veins. I'm going to start.
Bro. Please, you might have to have a binge. You might have to call
this
to work. And just binge it, bro.
Do you know, I was thinking about trying, like, I wanted to watch it over the weekend.
Bro, the link I get you, it's crisp on there, bro.
No, but I'm just saying that, like, I'm 2 seasons behind.
Catch up, man.
But, like, the last season, not this season, last season.
Yeah, season
is
5,
on iPlayer.
Oh, yeah, catch up then, man.
Yeah, I was trying to watch it on the weekend, but like I just
festivities, isn't it? So but no. They
might start tonight.
They need to close this thing out properly. I know some people have been hit and miss.
It's the season finale.
I personally feel like season 6 was good. Some people necessarily didn't like season 5 as much. I've not had too much complaints with Snowfall.
I've heard like really good reviews for this current season.
No, it's
season
been good,
finale.
man. It's been good. It's been good. Like, I don't want to do spoilers in it, but they need to close it out. Where the story is now, just take it over the line. Don't try and be too innovative and leave us cliffhangers for possible. No, just get it over the line and give us what we need.
I'm gonna try and get there.
Yeah, no, you get
By
that
next
man.
week.
Is there, outside of what I mentioned, Chrissy, was there anything else you was watching?
No, that's the main thing I watched.
Okay, cool. I ain't watched it yet, but there's this Freaknik documentary.
Yeah, I see it.
The
Oh, is it out?
aunties,
That's gonna get all the black men out of here.
Thank you.
yeah, they're scared. The black men, some of them
Yeah.
are definitely scared. It details this whole Freaknik documentary and the rise and fall of it. Basically, initially it was the aunties going, "Listen, you may see me back in the day. I hope I'm not in there. Hope like." And then it went from that conversation to, "Listen, you better be worried. Some of your dad, your uncles, your cousins, they were moving brazy out there at the time." And part of the reason I got shut down is because of how mad it got on like sexual abuse, assault, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I want to see that documentary because
I
a
bet
certain generation act like they wasn't outside moving mad, act so prim and proper and conservative because you gave your life to Christ in 1994.
Yeah, you're not above hoeing.
Yeah, you was doing a lot of stuff back then, innit? You two were young. Speechless, Chrissy, not like you.
Yeah, but it's gonna get the man them out of here because niggas don't know how to act.
Pack them up.
Yeah, man. I see Jonathan Majors is done out here, bro. They,
Done.
PR firm dropped
Finished.
him, management.
I'm sure
think they
Disney
said-
have as well.
Can't thrive with civil rights face in 2023.
Don't say that, bro. The fuck, bro. What, bro? Yes, you can thrive a civil
Look at
rights
Giveon.
face. Has he got? And what the hell is a civil rights face anyway? What the fuck are you not talking about?
Giveon's face.
No, what's a civil rights
Yeah,
face?
he looked like he was 25 in 1964.
So he just looks old, is what you're saying?
No.
More
He
matured.
He just looks like a young man. But
Do you know what
not
the civil
from-
rights era was? Listen,
from
I'm
this time.
on to find the funnies, yeah, but I don't know, bro. Martin Luther King is someone. He wants to slap all of you. Are you not crazy?
He looks like he could be like
Martin Luther
Luther's
King's
right
cousin,
hand,
yeah.
right hand man.
Long walk to Selma is what you're saying.
If you put his picture in black and white, tell me
Yeah.
he doesn't look like he fits in.
And I'd just like to say, yeah, this is where we can take the back seat. We did not start saying this. It's black women that said my man has a civil rights face. So you lot take the L, bro. 'Cause that to me is insane. I like jokes, but that's nuts, bro.
Oh, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line.
It's like the British public when like Boris Johnson had a party,
Yeah.
and that's when they drew the line.
So you know what? Too much vol He was in there having caviar. Yeah.
He said your people will die. They were like, yeah, all right. He said party.
As soon as like the black women started to like Jonathan Major's body, black men found him when he wasn't hench.
There's a long line of hate when it comes. Remember when Ovi
Yeah.
they liked it too much, and the guys were like,
Stats up.
yeah, he wasn't that good at basketball. He's a bum. His stats were kind of dead.
Look at you.
No, but it's funny because we all have hate within us. Like,
That is a funny.
no, but it's true that there's that photo of Jonathan Majors when he's not hench, and it's not given.
I only saw men posting it though, and I was
Did
like,
you? He's the only man you saw posted it.
and I was like, what?
This is hate.
He's gone.
Sounds like hate to me.
Hate. This is mad hate.
Yeah.
I'm inspired.
You're inspired by the hate?
Yeah.
You said the hate fuels you.
You are the problem.
I like that kind of hate.
Okay, I respect it, man. I know you want to go. I do have some new music recommendations. I don't know if you want to got time to play anything.
No,
but,
we haven't.
Nine's Anticipation. As this podcast is dropped, there should be a new song out today. Album's coming soon, Crop Circle 2.
I told y'all niggas.
Yeah. We need summer's loading. We need a new Nines. We
No.
need new Fredo.
No. Stand
New
back on your
J
corner,
House.
Foles. Stand back on your corner.
Oh, sorry.
You were like, oh yeah, as soon as he's out of jail, he's dropping the album immediately. I said, no.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I'll be saying stuff sometimes.
Oh,
It's interesting what you remember.
I said, he ain't going to drop an album that soon. Someone that takes his time, and now he's got Crop Circle as part of the rollout.
Yeah.
You got to be, when you've got a reputation of dropping like
Cold bodies of work.
cold bodies of work, even from like when you wasn't signed to the point where you were signed, and your last album went #1 and it was quality still, and then you spend time away,
Yeah.
bro, you got to come back and regroup, get the right beats in order, get the right content in order, what I want to say, give it time, man, and you know it's done properly. So I'm waiting for this.
Okay. All I was saying was we're anticipating this album.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
But no,
I don't
summertime, him, Fredo, Haas, there's a few people that I'm waiting on.
Western.
Not so much.
Are you talking about like rap, drillings and shingings?
Don't ever say that again, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, as far as UK rap, like I know Avelino's project just dropped. His album just dropped.
I'm enjoying that.
Wretch 32 is an executive producer on there, and he also features on there. Obviously, like Avelino, Wretch was the person that introduced us to him. So I know that Avelino was also working with Fraser T. Smith. He dropped the single with Getz
and Back Row G called Vex.
And Back Row G. I mean, I wasn't too fond of that as a first single.
I just liked it for Getz's verse.
I just wasn't moved. But I want to listen to the whole album because I have heard good things about it.
No, it's good. Mine probably standout song when there's a song called Through My Eyes. Which I enjoy. It's that different perspective of more like outside looking in. Maybe I wasn't as active as the guys, but still giving those street tales.
Yeah.
So I think it's good, and you can, in my opinion, you can hear the influence of Wretch on there. Like you can hear it. You can hear some of the direction, and because someone like Avelino, he's obviously a very good rapper. But sometimes with certain rappers, they can almost get too wordy. I mean, get lost in that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was one of my main criticisms of him in the beginning. I'm like, you're an amazing rapper, but sometimes I feel like, you're just being a bit overly wordy. But
you're just rapping to the other rappers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
When they do that, there's an ego thing, innit? I want to show that I can rap. But
yeah, man, like you got to prove yourself. And he stood toe to toe. Like he was standing right next to Wretch 32 as he probably like spat the best fire in the booth that we've heard.
And it didn't matter.
Well.
So, but shout outs to Avelino anyway. But yeah, like I'm looking forward to Nines.
One Nason's got a mixtape out.
Yes, One Nason does have a mixtape out. I'm yet to hear it, but I will catch up with it. Jay Huss, I've heard a lot of good things about this album that he's about to drop. And that's that on that.
Yeah, One Nason's mixtape's called One Is the Loneliest Number. Yeah, go and check it out. It's definitely better than that little snippet that we got on the gram that everyone ended up cooking my man for. There's still something there, man.
His last two EPs, like for me, were good.
Yeah, it's just that he's not had that smash song again from that like era of him and Hardy Caprio and that. But
I see the listening party that he had the other day in a skating rink.
Yeah, I wanted to come back, man. Like I said, I want to get him on here as well. So I'm still a fan of One Nason. So yeah, Chrissy, home time.
Yes.
That's not a single, by the way, guys. That's just Chrissy wants to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
another 3 hours in the bank. They said 10,000 hours. He's done that 3 times over at this point now. I think.
Yeah, so you lot see this and use the hashtag.
Okay.
Off the cuff pod.
I wasn't gonna say it like that, but I would appreciate if you guys use the hashtag. Yeah,
I feel like this is for the male listeners. They like being spoken to wickedly.
Do you think so?
Yeah, use the hashtag.
Fair.
Thanks.
Yeah. Next week, guys, man.
Bye.
Peace.